Going live and a few here. Give it a few seconds. Okay, we have Just Jeff is here, Bobby Barlow, and Vanessa Kitty is here. Good to see you guys and gal.
So where you been, stranger? What's going on? Yeah, it's snow.
Yeah, I know. Jag is here. Hey, Jag. Well, we've had major windstorms, and I'm talking windstorms.
Yeah, we had one today. 45, 50 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, take the roof and paint off your house if it's not intact properly. So no shooting there. It was just brutal. And just now, my wife and son went to the grocery store, and I get a text from my wife, and it's a picture of the driveway with a tree completely across the driveway. And so,
were they on their way up or the way out when it was
on the way out? So I don't know. I don't know if she went in reverse all the way back up the driveway, which would be a pain in the ass. So she texts me a picture. Next thing I know, the son is back in the garage, grabbing a big ass chainsaw and some gloves and a mask. And so he took care of that, and I guess we take care of the rest tomorrow. Just enough to get her out. And the funny story is, last year, the year before, he said, "I want to cut down that tree. It's dead, And I said, "No, just leave it alone. It's fine." He said, "No, I want to cut it down, give the firewood to the neighbor, whatever." And I'm like, no, just leave it alone. Now it comes and bites me in the ass. I'm not going to hear the end of it. Because when they really wanted to get down, that's when it crossed and it covered the driveway. So, yeah, it was right before it gets flat to the gate. So it's on a corner, which makes it even worse. So, yeah, that's what he just did just now. And they should be at the store by now. So there you go. It's nice to have chainsaws. We have way too many. He collects them.
Yeah, I only have one, and it's an electric one. It does the job, but not on anything big.
Yeah, an electric wouldn't work down there.
I don't have it. Well, I have a generator, so I could easily.
Oh yeah.
To use it, but I don't. No distance to me. Just in general, I just need it for occasional trimming or something on some heavier stuff. That's all. Roll this.
Call the Amish removal service. Let's see. Rollis is here. Yeah, very weird week because, we'll get wind now and then, but this is a solid week of really heavy wind.
Vanessa probably got worse than I did. But down here on Long Island, we reached 50. They said 55 mile an hour gusts, more steady 35 to 40. And no rain or anything, but but it never stopped. The wind didn't give you a pause. It just never stopped. And we only got 53 degrees today or something. That's all. It's all out of the north for us.
Yeah.
Canada killing us.
I didn't even think about it because the trees around here are really stocky and tough trees. But that one tree my son mentioned.
Yeah, well, if it was hollowing out at the base, that makes then it just goes.
Yeah, but I'm not going to hear the end of it because he said that's going to fall on the driveway. Blah blah blah. He said that last year, or I don't know.
It could have happened in the middle of the winter when you had 2 feet of snow. Oh.
I'm going to get an earful when he comes back. I told you so. You always hate when your kids are right. Hilarious. So yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
me,
my
I went through last Saturday. My refrigerator decided to take a dump.
oh
It's 27 years old. That was a good run. It
yeah.
was a Sears Kenmore for anybody who cares. It was builder's special, came with the house when it was built.
Yeah.
And basically, I go food shopping. I come home Saturday morning. I go, I don't know, it's 9:30, whatever. And I come home and there's an odor in the house. And I'm like,
Mm.
the foul odor, okay? But it's only strong in the kitchen. So I'm thinking, what do I have, a dead mouse somewhere that I didn't know about? You know, something stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going through all the closets, opening up. There's no smell in the closet, no smell anywhere. I go, where is it coming from? The strongest by the refrigerator. I open the refrigerator door, the light's on, everything's cold. Again, it just happened when I got home. And about half, I'm saying, what the hell? I go upstairs on my computer. I'm looking and I says, do I have a stink bug? You know, this is what's going through my head. Right? You know, and it's like, I don't even know if we have them now over here. But anyway, they said they do, they are on Long Island. I said, okay, so who knows them? So I go down again, and now the odor has gotten strong, but it's mostly in the kitchen coming from where the refrigerator is. Well, what the hell? I pull the refrigerator out from the wall, and there's definitely nothing on the floor behind it or whatnot, but the odor is stronger. So I'm sniffing like the coil area, and it's super strong. What the hell? I still don't know specifically what happened. Okay, it stopped cooling. The coils weren't hot to the touch or anything. So I'm trying to figure out what caused the actual odor.
The gas leak, probably.
I don't know. I don't pretty much didn't smell. Doesn't smell. I don't think it smells like that. I mean, but
Mm.
you know, I mean, I've worked around cars with Freon, you know, and changed it, so I don't ever smell anything like I was smelling. This was sickening smell. Okay, it would you almost would gag on it. That's how bad it was.
Hmm.
So it was. Now I'm saying, okay, a little late to do anything. So I run to the local gas station, get 4 bags of ice because I have a bunch of coolers. I have a freezer in the basement, so all the frozen stuff went in there, and everything else is just packed on ice, milk, things like that that have to be refrigerated. And I'm online looking at refrigerators. You know, I don't want to spend a freaking. I don't need all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean? Just
Yep.
more things to go wrong. Okay, and so they have the Frigidaire at Home Depot, which is less than a mile from my house. Home Depot, and the other one was LG. They both had very great ratings and whatnot, and of course, it was the sale on the weekend and whatnot. And I'm like, and so we go. It was it Sunday morning we went. Yeah, Sunday morning we went to Home Depot. They open at 7. So I don't want to get there at 7. Let the people who work there get a chance to settle in. Let's go like 8:15 or so. And I wanted to beat any crowd. So we get there, the place is empty. It's around 8:30, and we're looking through the refrigerators. There's nobody in the department. I walk around, find this young guy, and I said, "Excuse me," I said, "Is there anybody working in the appliances?" And he's like, no, I don't think they don't come in till 9:30." I said, "How do you open the store at 7 o'clock in the morning and enough people are in there for the big item sales?" I can understand somebody not being in the hardware department. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
something, you know, but in an appliance section, especially on a holiday weekend when they're having all these sales going on. And so he said, "Well, I don't know. I can try to help you. I don't work in this department, so I really can't tell you about the equipment itself." I said, "Well, we have a choice between 2 refrigerators. I've already made my decision. They're both the same price." And
Yep.
He brings up the LG, and there it is at $749. And then he brings up the refrigerator, and it says $699. And I got the papers I printed out the night before, where it says that's $749 also. Well, it's at $699, so I don't know what to tell you. Well, I'm gonna take that one. What the hell, $50?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I says, "Can you write it up?" Oh yeah, I can write it up for you and stuff. And so he puts it in the computer. We were done in 6 minutes. I mean, after he put, I told him which one was to go for. And so I asked him, I says, do you get commission on this sale or anything? He says, no, there's no commission sales in the store. I said, you mean whoever's working in this department with the refrigerators and stoves and the washing machines and stuff doesn't make a commission? He goes, no. I was blown away by that. Okay, I figured there'd be something there, even if it's 2%. I mean, And so he wrote it up and whatnot, and I thanked him very much. And I told him, and he's young. I says, I have to ask you. I says, you're so well mannered, nicely spoken, young fellow. I says, how old are you? So I'm 24. And I said, you should be working in this department, not stocking shelves. He says, well, he says, that's part of my job is really, straightening out shelves and things like that. But I got good comprehensive knowledge of things. He's a really nice guy. Really nice guy. He helped us do everything he could. So we got it's supposed to be a $50 delivery charge, and it's supposed to be a $30 takeaway charge. We only paid for the takeaway charge. He didn't charge us for the $50. So we thought maybe when the guys come here, they're going to ask for money. So they come to deliver the thing, and they're doing their thing. And I says, is there a delivery fee? He goes, look, it's not. You're paid for already. Okay. So I saved another $50.
Nice.
So it was good. I don't know. It's the newfangled shit. So I mean, it's still mechanical thermostat inside. It's not like digital, which is why I went with that one over the LG. The LG was digital. And so that was my main reason for not going with that. But anyway, it took almost 5 hours for the thing to get down. And that's with nothing in it. And then
5 hours to start up, cool off.
Yeah, that seemed like a real long time.
Yeah, well, maybe it just first break in. I don't know.
Well, that's the delivery guy says all the newest stuff. He says the Freon's different. It takes more to get it cooled down, but once it gets there, it maintains it well. So I guess that's the trust, So anyway, so I put my thermometer in the freezer. They set it at the suggested setting, which is like in the middle. The freezer was only down to 28 degrees at that setting, and you really want to be at 0. So I said, all right, let's start playing with that adjustment. When I get that down to 0, then I'll work in the refrigerator because I want that to be like 35. And the thing's at 40. It's at 40. I keep moving the thing. It's at 40. It's at 40. It finally goes to 35. Now it's fluctuating from 35 to 40. When it hits 40, it goes on and pulls it down. So I don't know. It seems to be working okay. It's a little bigger than the one we had. The one I had was like 18 cubic feet. This is 20 cubic feet. Had a couple extra things, but in the door, no butter thing in the door. The butter tray, like you have the flapping door. None of that stuff in there. Didn't come with ice cube trays. Nothing. Comes with nothing. So I just, so far so good. It was amazing. And so I go to work on Tuesday, and I'm telling a couple of guys that work the maintenance department and stuff around there. I'm friendly with all of them. Oh shit, Andy, you should have gave me a call. We just gave one away, and we had a second one we gave away also. Is we couldn't get rid of them. I said, that's all right, not a problem.
Okay, Michael is here and Patriot Paul is here. Yeah. I'm waiting for ours to crap out. It came with the house. It's probably as old as the house. So, but it's a good standard, no frills refrigerator. But we do have Kenmore Elite washer and dryer side feeders that have been totally awesome, but they don't make them like that anymore.
That's the thing. It's the
So,
appliance came at the house. The dish the
yeah,
dishwasher was the first thing to go, but that went about 18 years, 19 years. Then the washer and dryer, the dryer stopped spinning. I said, all right, let me go online. I said, I know it's belt driven. Oh shit, it's like 8 screws and it comes apart. Okay. Yeah, the belt's broke. Okay. Home Depot doesn't have the belt. Lowe's had it. So I went and got the Lowe's, got the belt, came home, took me about a half hour to put it all back together. Been working fine ever since. So I don't know.
Vanessa's talking about freezers. We have, I guess my son looked it up. It's from the 50s, late 50s, General Electric sideways freezer, the big ones that came with the house. And that thing is awesome. I just filled it up with a bunch of truckload of meat, but that thing is, they're built like a tank. I'm sure the energy, is not as good as new stuff. It's going to suck more energy, but that thing's a tank.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? When you sit back and look at that, my old refrigerator is 27 years old or whatever exactly if it had it, and then it's the efficiency of 4 point something, and the new one's 5 points. It's like, okay, so what did the 4 point something cost me a year? Like, so I looked up the ratings, and it should cost like $74 a year, and the new one says 68. I mean, yeah, okay, that made a big difference.
Yeah.
27 years later. So older than that, yeah. The compressors were different. The Freon was different. They took, older technologies. It took more to start them up and keep them running. So yeah, they cost more to operate. But what did it cost you? $25 more a year? $30 more a year? I mean, it depends on the climate you live in and how hot the room is, where the freezer is located or whatever. So.
Now, somebody told me on refrigerators and freezers, it's good to change the temperature just a little bit every now and then, like
Uh,
every 2 years. She told me they will last longer if you do that. I don't know why, but that could be a myth. But that's actually, it was a gun distributor lady that told me that.
I'll have to look that up.
I don't know why we were talking about that stuff anyway, but she said, yeah, change the temperature, even though it's slightly like one notch, whatever, half, between whatever, 3.5, 4, 5, whatever, and do that every now and then. And it works better that way. It doesn't get fixed I don't know, but I heard that. It's a rumor.
I don't know. Hey, hobbies.
Let's see. Hobbies is here. William Gainley is here. Hobbies is here. Hey. How's it
Hey,
going,
Jim
Canadian brother? Our Canadian brother is here. Yeah. So yeah, appliances can be a bitch. The newer they are, who knows what.
Well, I said I didn't want the LG. They were both the same price. They both listed the same price, but the AG was digital control, and my freezer in the basement's older, and the control is on the door. It's a digital. It's set at 1, 2, 3, 4. With a little light. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's not to me the same as having the digital settings inside the machine. I'm sorry, I didn't like that idea at all.
Yeah, digital IE. I don't know. No idea. A lot of it's made in Korea, and LG. I think is still all Korea. I would hope so.
Well, they're rated very good, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think the newest TV we bought is 80-inch, 75, 80-inch. That's an LG. I wanted to get a different kind, but that was on sale. It's been a good TV. You know, man, it's chat is moving here. Freon Nightmare, yeah. It all comes down to that environmental stuff that screws everything up. Same with cars. Hey, Minimoo.
Hey, Jack, my wife used to go around, always go check the the washer and dry it downstairs. I said, what are you doing that for? You set the watch for the same load every time. It takes 20 minutes and 10 minutes to spin, whatever. But yeah, just set it for 35 minutes. It'll be done. Set a timer in the kitchen. Turn the dial on the manual timer. 35 minutes. It goes ding. You'll know it's done.
You know, since Minnie Moo is here, she caught a chipmunk the other day, and I said, good girl. And then I told Leon, what are you doing, Leon? There's nothing in the stairway to heaven. Why don't you go get one? This morning, I go out to have a smoke, and on the landing, same spot where Minnie Moo put hers, he got a big one. So they're 1 for 1 each. So I guess Leon felt guilty, and he brought me a chipmunk. Oh, there's Leon. I got them both down here. Come here, Leon. Come on the other side. I got her on one armrest. Come here, Leon.
All the refrigerators make a good powder storage cabinet.
They do. Actually, you could do a gun cabinet too if you could sneak a lock somewhere. Yeah.
Well, a lock is easy. You put a handle on it and bolt through it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually, disposing them is a problem because environmental, they got, the gas in it, whatever.
Well, they were talking to the lady, because the lady did show up while we were still there, the sales lady, and, she says, what you paid to take it away and stuff, right? He goes, yeah. And she says, sometimes they hit you with an upcharge for Freon disposal. I said, don't worry, I got a cutting tool.
Yeah.
It'll be gone. She laughed.
And if you're in a pinch, it's good to look, at local. Hey, don't fight, kitties. Come here. Jeez, kitties. If you're in a pinch, you can always go your local, whatever, Craigslist or whatever, and get a fridge because people are moving or they changed or whatever. So in a pinch, you can get an older fridge really cheap because they don't want to dispose of it. Usually when you buy a new one, they'll take it away. So, but in the case they don't, you can find them pretty cheap. I got a dumb TV. Yeah. I used to love the Samsungs, and believe it or not, the Vizios you get from Walmart. I got one down here that's ancient, and it's just beautiful. I don't know if you get the right model. What Vizio does is they copy all the best out of the Sonys and the best brands, and they copy their best stuff on each and put it together that way on the cheap. I don't know. That's the story. Appliances are tough because now you don't know what is good.
No, you don't. I didn't know. I mean, I could have bought a Kenmore. I could have got various brands, and I'm saying I don't know what's good anymore. And Frigidaire and LG are rated, in the top 5. So I said, okay.
Devil's Corner. No, I don't dump that kind of stuff. No. But I tell you what, that big freezer we have could hold a lot of rifles, and you'd have to cut through the aluminum. And it has a lock. I don't have the key. Anyway.
You probably get a new lock for it if you wanted to.
You can padlock it, whatever. Even though padlocks are easy to defeat. So, yeah. But yeah, a lot of thieves aren't going to look in like an extra freezer in the basement. That's not what they're looking for. And, since this is sideways, you could stack rifles down below and have pistols on the trays that move up above. In a pinch, you're just keeping kids out of it anyway, because anyone can get into a safe. I don't care whose safe you got. I, I tell my son, I'll give you a half hour and he'll be in it with whatever's in the garage. I don't care what safe you got.
A simple angle grinder, cut it right open.
Cordless. Yeah.
Cordless, yeah, it'll just cut it open up.
Yeah, he's got Diablo saw blades that'll cut steel like nothing, and
Yeah,
I'm talking thick steel, and they're saw blades, so you're not breathing all the.
yeah, well, you can make it. You drill a hole first, and it's big enough for the saw blade, and you go from there. Or you start with the die grinder, and and you angle grind or whatever, and you cut a slot in it and get the saw in it next. That's it.
Yeah, but you don't even need a grinding wheel. Just use a Diablo blade. They're so good now. Chessboard is here. Walmart bought Vizio out. Yeah, I have no problem with Vizios if you get the right model. I did a lot of research. The one I'm looking at is probably one of our oldest ones. Man, what a great picture. And that's what was part of the thing in the reviews. uh, Wow, you guys are chatty on the side. What do we got? 16 people. Hey.
And no, I didn't go shooting.
People will steal your pork chops. Yeah, that's right. They would go through the beef, I guess. Yes, they would. What you do is you just put a piece of tape and write broken on it. The freezer's broken, needs repair. um, huh. Interesting. Yeah, this Vizio here has to be.
It's not a Studebaker. It's 1960. Oh shoot! It's a Plymouth or something. I should write it down. I wrote it down once. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, William. I think my son could get into anything, depending.
I can't think the name of the thing with
Is that a Studebaker? I thought it was the.
It's not a Studebaker. I searched the picture and they
Isn't
said,
that a Dodge?
yeah, Dodge, Plymouth, whatever. I can't.
Dodge Plymouth, yeah.
It's 1960.
Probably.
Volare? I don't know.
Does it have a push button transmission?
I have no idea what's inside. I just saw the picture. I said, oh, that's a nice old one. I'll just take the picture.
Oh, one guy is here. No, nobody's going to guess the car in my background. You might say it's an Opel. You might say it looks a little bit Nova in the front end, but it's neither. Even though they copied Opel.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I was wondering what yours. I said, the nose looks more like a Nova, but the back isn't. I'm like,
no, it's not a Datsun. Let me blow it up here. I love the front end. It's just so cool. It reminds me of a mini Nova. If you took away the fastback. And I'm trying to remember if it was South Africa, Aussie, or British. I don't know. It's not made by.
Yeah, it is Plymouth Valiant. That's it. It says started with a V, but I got Plymouth right, but I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, no, it's not a Datsun. People would think it would be, but they never had a front end so good looking. Anyway, I threw it up there. Now I forgot where I got the picture. And it has the same name as another car made that used to sell here. Whether it's it's almost either the Nova or the Opel name, Cadet maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like a cool little car, and it's a little. The people race them back wherever they came from. You can't get them in the U.S. Back in the day, I think it's 70s, 80s, late 70s. It's a neat car. I love the front end. I just love square front ends. I'm sorry. They're cool. They got a face mama would love. Up, I hear footsteps, so they're back. So they cleared the tree, went to the grocery store, and came back. Now I got to hear it from my son. I told you about that tree.
Vanessa, I had a friend through high school, and his first car was a 280Z. He was 6'8". I don't know how tall you are, and that's what he drove also. And when he gets out of the car, people are like, how do you fit?
Great cars, though. 240, 260, 280. They were great cars, but they rust out so easy. That's why you don't see them much anymore. They're rust buckets. But they were fast and they were good looking. I replaced a few. Yeah. Nissan should bring those back, actually. They should do a retro like a lot of American cars are doing retros now. They should bring back the 240, 280.
Well, they did make a newer version for like 2 years or 3 years, and then they stopped. They did make a new one. I don't remember the years, but it was definitely in the year 2002. It was newer. They did bring it back.
Yeah, but do a modern version, high horsepower. Kyle is here. High horsepower, keep the same body style pretty much. Rear wheel drive, for fun. They would sell like hotcakes, but these companies don't get what people want. They want small trucks and they want shit like that, little sports cars. And bring back the true Mini, not the Mini they made after. That wasn't quite, it didn't hit the mark. Anyway. Oh.
I haven't touched this thing in the reloading room for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, me too.
I got nothing. What did I bought a couple of new things. I bought a loading tray, a brass trays for the 44, specifically for that caliber, plastic ones, $2 for $5. What the hell? And that was the sale for Midway, where I got nothing, no discount on anything I wanted. That sucked.
What year Ranger, Vanessa? I had a Ranger. I really liked it until I got in a crash. My only car crash. I liked it a lot. 4x4, 6-cylinder. It's a good truck.
Well, my second car, my 2008 Hyundai Elantra, is at the junkyard. and it was not the engine failure or transmission failure. It was, I started getting the idiot light, and it was the evac system. So I have to make that work in New York. So I drove the car. I was getting ready to bring it to my friend. Then all of a sudden, one of the rear brakes locked up. I was like, "Give me a break." So I bring him the car. He says, "Well, the brakes are this, that." He says, "But he says, I haven't really looked at the evap yet. So wait till we look at that because it may not be, you know, we don't know what that's going to cost. So to fix everything, it may not be worth fixing the car." So he puts it up on the lift, and there's like a whole plastic panel covering in the rear where all the hoses and shit off of the evac. And so he pulls that down. He says, "Andy," he says, "you gotta look at these pictures. You won't believe it. It's just salt from the salt." He says, "I live not far from I'm a mile from the salt water." He says, "But it's in the air and cars in that area all have these rust problems." So yeah, I understand that. But you would, even if you had an undercarriage cleaner, you would have never cleaned that out because it's covered. So the brake lines that went through there, he said, "You're lucky." He said, "Because they're oozing, so they're ready to go. Metal lines, ready to go bad. You got to step on the brakes and have no rear brakes." Okay. He said, "You would have." He says, "In the evac system, all the tubing is rotten." He says, "It's just whichever section broke first, and caused the evap light to come on 3 months ago." He says, "Everything in there is rotted out." He said, "Just to fix the brake lines and the evap system, probably going to be about $800 by itself." He says, then you got to deal with the brakes, and I don't put in the low end crap. So he says it's gonna, you're looking at $2,000 to put the car back on the road, and there's no promises of that price because until he starts tearing apart the evap system, and he's, and stuff. He says the fill in that going to the gas tank is very shabby looking. He says you might even have to replace the fuel tank. It's like he's "I give you $300 for the car." He says "I'm gonna get 400 when I junk it." And I said, "No." I said, "You're gonna give me 200 and keep that extra 100 for yourself because the time you spent on the car." So I got $200 for the car, and that's it. So I'm down to a 2-car family now.
Yeah, Patriot Paul. I bought a brand new 97 Ranger. It's the only new vehicle I ever bought. And I'd still be driving it today if I didn't go head on with an Escalade. And the guy got more messed up than me. I didn't even get messed up. The airbag went off and everything. His Escalade Cadillac, big ass SU, big ass truck thing. His airbag didn't go off and it wiped out his knee. And here I am in a little truck, and it was, they insurance company called it totaled. It's too bad. Everything I pampered that thing. Oh well. It was a good little truck. 4x4 auto. Wasn't a stick. X cab. It was a good little truck. And when I bought it, they had the recall on the tires, Firestone tires. And I put like 60,000 miles on it. No, 50,000 miles on them before the recall money came, where they said you can, come in, we'll replace your tires. So I got free tires out of it, drove 50,000 miles on the old tires and got free tires. Yeah. So anyway, I think the only problem I had was O2 sensor went out. No big deal. Yeah. I'd probably still be driving it. I'm sure I'd still be driving it because it'd probably go 250,000 or more. I know the guys that had the older ones with the Pinto engines, the 4 cylinders, the gutless ones on a stick. Those things ran forever. Because I was at an auto parts place, and I was like, "Oh, you got a nice older Ranger there." He goes, "Yeah, it's got 500,000 miles on it. Little piece of shit 4 cylinder engine that they used to put in Pintos, you know." And that thing was, and it ran perfect. I heard him when he left. It was like, damn, didn't put any money into it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I miss my little Ranger. It'd be perfect around here. Mm. But yeah, Vanessa, if they rust out, it's probably road salt. I had mine undercoated when it was brand new. So it's part of the deal, and it was on sale. That's why I bought it. They had like, how they have ads where we have 8 of these at this price. Better hurry. I went down and picked one. It was a really good deal. You can't get deals like that anymore.
I don't even think they sell a car for under 20K anymore.
Huh. No, this was a good deal. They were doing the promotion thing, which I thought was BS, but when I got there, it turned out, yeah, they're not hitting you for any extra prices. So it was a good dealership in that way. Most dealers suck. All right, your mom's texting the hell out of me. What's going on, boy? Oh, Kyle is texting me with a big ass tire.
The
Kyle.
the cheapest new car on the market is the Hyundai Venue. Ultra budget, subcompact, entry level new car pricing. Has driven severely but highly affordable, well equipped, 25K. 2026 Hyundai Venue starts at $21,695. The Kia is $23,000. Nissan $23,000. Toyota Corolla LE $24,000. You can't buy a car, brand new car for less than $22,000. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. Yeah, I got to start on my new Hyundai Palisade. I looked at those undercarriage pressure washer gadgets, and they're not expensive. So I'm looking. I guess I'm gonna have to do one of those because I don't want to have anything, happening to that sucker. That I'm going hopefully not have to buy another car the rest of my life, but it's already 4 years old, so I gotta think about the undercarriage. I'm gonna have to start washing it down a couple of times during the winter, I guess. I don't know. They have to use cars everywhere off the wall. I was looking at trying to find a cheap replacement for my Elantra. A 2008 Elantra with 179,000 miles on it. They were asking $4,000.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'd get an old Honda or Toyota.
The Hondas are up the same year. They're all up there. It's like you can't believe the prices of the used cars. And that's because the price of a new car.
Huh.
It's ridiculous what the price of cars are. And people look at me that I want to sell my Camaro for $22,000 and they want it for $10,000. Are you fucking nuts? I said, you can't buy the motor for $10,000. Never mind the rest of the car.
Well, I hope the new cars get better with deregulation, because Trump did the deregulation thing on them. So
Well, now
to try and do all this stupid crap.
And he's also now pushing that 50% of all new cars made in USA have to be made with parts made in the USA. You know, like I said, but he did away with it. I don't know how much of that emission stuff is going bye-bye. Okay, but a lot of it is, which is going to bring the cost of the car down. That's what his hopes are, but I don't think so. Yeah, the engine recoils and the transmission recoils, ridiculous. Want to ban hunting, fishing? Yeah, I saw something about Oregon wants to ban hunting and fishing. I didn't read the whole thing. I said, you got to be kidding me.
Yep.
You getting yelled at for the tree in the background?
No, he was just saying that chainsaw runs like a rape tape. He took care of it, yeah. And I said it, it wasn't really hard because it's a dead, dense pine. And he's but he's got a big husky. That's the one he grabbed, and that's an animal.
Well, it's only as good as how sharp the blade is. You got to remember that too.
Chessboard. I just caught part of that on people in Oregon voting against hunting and all that stuff. Are they nuts? Are they crazy?
The world is going crazy.
It's going crazy. Pretty soon you're going to have all kinds of critters in your yard overrun, and you're going to have a lot of predators and everything. And yeah, they don't have a clue on how the world works.
The first times these people see a coyote in their backyard, they'll change their tune.
Yeah, once their pets are gone. Yeah. But they have no clue. Ever since, the continent itself, Native Americans have been hunting forever. And then the white man forever. This is a hunting country, just like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, back then they hunted to eat for food. Here it's just, whatever month during the year, the hunters go out and do their thing. And then, here on Long Island, people for years, don't kill the deer, don't kill the deer. Kill the deer, they tearing apart everything out here. Oh, okay, now you want us to shoot them.
Kip is here. Well, what ends up happening is your cars are killing the deer.
Yeah,
because there's so many of them.
Well, that's it. East of me, I'm 3/4 out on the island. So if the island's 115 miles long, I'm like 90 miles out, 85 miles out from whatever exactly the measurement is. So it's east of me, out in Riverhead and all these, some more suburban areas that aren't as populated. They're having deer population problems up to kazoo, and now they don't know what to do. Well, sorry, you're the ones that didn't want us hunting out there, so that's your problem now. They're begging the hunters to hunt out there, and they want to charge us for it. They go, yeah, okay, see you later.
And I just caught wind of it this afternoon before the chat, but it sounds like no butchering of animals, not even neutering them, all that stuff. They just what? It's almost like the California fire things all over again. Cut off the water to save some stupid little organism or little fish or something. I don't know. These people are crazy, and they all should be voted out.
Well, the worst part is the United States Constitution that they put an oath on, and it states if you don't honor the rules of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, you are committing treason. Goodbye. But why aren't they enforcing that?
From all the inbreeding. What? Patriot Paul. I did see, I didn't get it on camera because I was having coffee, but This is funny. The other morning, I had two buck in the yard. They got the fuzzy antlers right now, and one is going to be a big boy because his antlers were already huge and fuzzy, and one turkey all together as one. So a turkey and two bucks together, all in one spot, eating. Weird.
Well, we have it here, okay, where I live. You'd have to look it up. Stuff with a W, some preserve that's 6 blocks from me, and the water runs, parallel to that street down there. But it's fresh water turns into seawater at whatever point, but because it's fed by the Karnes River or whatever they call that river exactly. But that's a preserve, and you come out some mornings. There's 3-4 deer on somebody's lawn with a dozen turkeys, and they're all like in a group. So they're getting along. So, it's crazy here. I mean, the animals, again, because it's very limited hunting, they do issue some permits to hunt that area, to thin things a little bit, okay? But it's not, I shouldn't say it's not a lot of land, but it's not like going upstate somewhere and have miles and miles and miles of land. But the population of deer and turkey has gone crazy in this area. Years ago, if you saw a turkey all the way down by that road that's by the preserve, it was like something to see because you don't see it like often. Now, forget about it. We have the turkeys actually have made their way up to my house, which is like 5-6 blocks away from that area. They've actually started coming up this far. So crazy. Hello, Miss Ozark.
Ozark.
What's happening?
Oh, we're just talking about Oregon not allowing hunting. They want to ban hunting and everything.
Hold on just a second. I got to turn my volume up.
Anyway, Trump opened up a bunch of national land to be available for hunting, So more forestry land, whatever, BLM land where you can hunt on. So he opened up some more on that because, yeah, they'll get out of hand if you don't keep it regulated. Yeah, the wolves. Yeah, the wolves. The old wolf story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How's it going, Ozark? You sounding good now?
Yeah, I just got my air conditioner going. I need to turn it off. Now I can hear. Doing a little brass prep, doing some 7 mag. My business partner has an elk hunt coming up in October, and he's got a pet load that I developed. When was the date on this? 2016 is when I first developed load. I've been using the same recipe for him. But
what powder on the 7 mag?
78-28 on this one, as a matter of fact. Reloader 26 is my favorite for 7 mag, but that's a unicorn right now. So until the Ukraine war is over with, we're not getting nitrocellulose power, stick powder. What do y'all up to?
How you been doing?
Oh, doing fine.
You finally have some chilling time. You've been busy. Weddings, trips, all that stuff. Yeah.
The spring has been just crazy hectic traveling, and none of it's been fun travel. We turned a little bit of that trip over to Charlotte into some fun, divided it up, and I really enjoyed that. That's when I went and saw Kyle and Jamie and Chico, met them. And had a good time doing that. But all the other stuff, well, my oldest got married. That's always enjoyable, but it's not restful when,
It's
when you're a family member in the wedding.
yeah, when you're hosting and cooking and all that stuff. No, it's not. It's fun. It's just sitting back and doing the cranky, the
Right,
cranky dance.
right. That popped up in my timeline. I shared with you when Cranky was dancing at the
Mm,
wedding.
getting his groove on. Yep.
Yeah, he wished he could do that again. Poor guy on his back.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope Cranky's doing better. He's a good guy. Really good guy.
Yeah, I miss him getting on. 10 man so into golf and raising kids these days. We hardly see him anymore either.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is, especially when they're younger. Where does the time go?
Wait till they start playing softball and all that other that. He won't even have time for golf.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got girls that probably play soccer. Girls like
Yeah,
soccer and softball and
volleyball, all those. Yeah,
volleyball. Yeah. Just keep the men out of the teams.
right. In college we had intramurals and was real active in that. And I always was on the co-ed teams, doing flag football, intramurals, co-ed. That was a hoot.
Mhm.
And then co-ed softball, co-ed basketball. Of course, I sucked at basketball. I'm too fat to be any good, but I can cheer them on.
Yeah, you probably missed it, but wife and son went to the grocery store tonight, and a tree went. We had windstorms. A tree covered the whole driveway like a
Uh-oh.
blockade. Yeah, like a blockade.
When you were out or trying to get out?
Well, it was a big dead pine, and last year or so, my son said, "We got to cut this down." I'm like, leave it alone. He's like, "It's going to fall in the driveway, and all this stuff." He was right about everything. All right. So anyway, I got a text picture from the wife, and then next thing I know, the garage door opens, and he grabs a big ass chainsaw, some gloves, and a face mask, and we're getting to the store type deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
get the front end loader out, shove it out of the way. Okay.
But yeah, they took care of it. I probably have a picture. It's not much of a picture. No, it's a terrible picture. Let's see if I can. I probably can't.
Your background's not letting it show.
Yeah, almost. There we go. Forget it. Anyway, took care of that. I said, okay, tomorrow we'll get we'll bring stuff down and clear the whole thing.
There you go. Well, the only shooting I've been doing is at squirrels and raccoons in the backyard. Midday, we had a raccoon who was in the backyard and he was all humped up like he was mad at something, but there was nothing around him. So I grabbed one of those 22 target rifles and popped him. And coon's big enough that subsonic 22 is just not going to roll unless you hit him in the ear. I didn't hit him in the ear, and he ran off into the woods. But the squirrels and the bird feeders, the squirrels have gotten cocky.
Yeah, we got a couple big ones in the back that wife keeps telling me there's a squirrel in the backyard.
Yeah, yours will dig under those boulders and they'll roll down the hill on you.
Yeah, it's not like we got a bunch. We don't have a garden this year growing stuff, so it's like not a big. It's not like they're eating our food. But the cats did good. They got 2 chipmunks, 1 each, so that's good.
Well, we had a mouse get in the house, and one of our cats, I hear the commotion, and then here she comes down the hall with a mouse. I'm like, what are you? Oh my God, it's a mouse. Hey, but she did her job.
Yep.
You live in an older house out in the country, guess what? You're not going to keep mice out of your house.
Yeah. I remember one time Minnie, what did she get, 6 or 8, and she put them all in a circle. It was almost like it was a sign of the devil or something, because she's looking up at me and she has a circle of mice all in a row in a perfect circle. And I thought, oh man, this cat is possessed. Anyway.
I remember you and your son going after one and ended up smashing it between some cabinets or whatever.
Yeah. That was a chipmunk, I think.
Was it a chipmunk?
Yeah, got in a house, and you know, they're very hard to catch. They're very fast, and yeah, he slammed him against 2 cabinets. Yeah.
Was that a live stream or a video you did? I remember the Clint Eastwood magazine.
Yeah, no, it was a video. It would have been too hard to capture that live, holding the camera. Yeah. Yeah.
So how's your air gun working? Looks like it works.
Me?
No.
Oh.
This new video. This blower.
Oh, the mini blower thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works great. I didn't think I'd have a use for it. Now I do, all over the place. Yeah, that's kind of neat. That's a neat little $30 tool to have. So
They got a new gadget out for sheetrock mud, Jim. You'd be interested in it. It's a trigger like you would blow, hook up to a compressor and blow dust with, in your shop.
yeah.
But these new like mayonnaise and sour cream, they're like a bag, the baby food bags. Well, they're putting sheetrock mud in them now, and you hook that up to that deal, and so you don't have to do the cans and heat them up and all that other stuff. You just hook up the little bag to this deal, put the lid back on the bag, and throw it in your toolbox and move on. Because those cans, once you spray once, throw it away.
Yeah.
They're not.
You're talking about little texture.
Yeah, a little texture patching deal, and the mud comes in a bag like the squeeze bag you put the sour cream and stuff comes in now.
Yeah.
And I think it's great because those little cans of texture, they're like $20 now.
Yeah, they're expensive, and they come with like 2 or 3 straws or whatever. For saying you're patching a bunch of big holes in your wall and you want to match the texture. You're talking about that, yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
3 to 6 square feet's all about they're good for $20, and then you got to heat them up in hot water in a sink.
Yeah.
But those little bags of mud are only like $4.
Yeah.
So, anybody's handymanning or painters or, doing sheetrock patches, that's the way to go.
Cool. But Andy, those mini blowers are kind of neat because they're so light and small. It's tiny, and it actually puts out decent air on number 3 and number 2.
I wonder what the Harbor Freight sells everything like that.
Just go to Walmart and buy one for $30.
Yeah, I was at Walmart. I was just, I didn't look at it. I see that I pass the tool department all the time, but
our roofers use those all the time now to clean out gutters because they don't take up a lot of room. Blowing the grit and trimmings out of gutters.
Yeah, we were talking about that, Kyle. we were talking about that. I don't think it's going to pass. I mean, that's, you're only talking about the city trying to do that, not Eastern Oregon, which is conservative, where all the hunting happens anyway.
The governor of Michigan tried it during COVID, and that didn't work out too well for her.
Yeah. Be on the deck at 2 a.m.
That's a party squirrel at 2 in the morning.
What the hell? Maybe it's just a. What's going on? Let's see.
Commercial fishing is too important in Oregon too. It's a big dungy and clam and oyster and
Yeah. Salmon.
Yeah.
Salmon. They don't have a clue. They're all a bunch of liberal disc jockeys that have no clue. If not disc jockeys, just protesters, whatever.
Well, in Oregon, it gives them a loud voice.
That's okay, Kyle. Now, what is that gnarly ass tire for that you texted me a picture of? An SUV or a 4x4? What is that gnarly tire for? Oh.
The Harbor Freight is really dogging me here. Let's look at their website.
What are you looking for?
There's no search on here. What the hell?
Wow, that's a Jeep tire? That's definitely not for the road. those things must have like 3-inch treads on them. Not.
Did any of y'all get bombarded by Brownells? Usually at noon they'll send out a text of the hot special of the day. And the last 2 weekends they've had no hazmat feed going on.
Yeah.
But today at noon something happened to their text message deal, and I got like after like 7 in a row, I was like, "You're blocked." It's like the super deal of the day. That's the only reason I left it on there. But
right.
Now they are blocked.
I gotta pay. I'll be right back.
Oh, this Harbor Freight's website is a nightmare.
Harbor Freight?
Yeah, I can't. It's not loading half the shit. I'm trying to see if they have a handheld, air gun like he had. And it's like, stop all handheld blowers. So I click on it and it goes nowhere. I have a store like a mile away from me, so it's no big deal.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, I don't understand what's their website. They don't have a search function on here.
Harbor Freight's got its pluses and minuses. The
Yeah.
hand tools, wrenches, bits, screwdrivers, stuff, impact, all that stuff's great. Toolboxes, jacks, all that kind of stuff. But you start getting into some of their power tools, it's like,
I have a few of their. I bought a cordless drill from them to keep down, like in the gun room. I paid $29.99 for it with 2 batteries in the charger. Probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I use it all the time down there, and it works great.
light use like that, but man, you get out on a job site with it.
Oh yeah, that's different. But I have it hooked up to my Lyman trimmer. Because I do like 357s on it because I can control the size better. Those things you buy that are predetermined, your cut, your length. Too many of the stuff I buy, the grass is shorter than the tool cut. So it's like, what do you do? I want to bring them all to the same size, so I want to find the happy medium and do it. So I have that on the Lyman trimmer. I bolt it. The trimmer's on a board. I clamp the board to my table so it's vertical, and I put the drill on top of it. I put the grass in, close it, push down, it's done.
There you go.
But I can't believe their website screw is not working right. All right, no big deal. I'll look at it tomorrow. I have a compressor in the basement. One of those. What are they? 20 gallons, whatever those little things are for $100. Not the round pancake type, the bigger one. And I use that downstairs to blow out the presses and all that stuff. And so I don't really need anything. It's handy. It's right there, and it's always got air in it. So, and the one in the garage is a big Craftsman I've had for 20 some odd years, and I do anything I need to do outside or in the garage. That I got plenty of hose on the reel, so I reach all the way around my house with it, and if that's not far enough, I got another 100 feet to add to it. So it does the job. So I don't even look for a handheld blower like that. Tin Man is here. Tin Man sighting.
Yep, we got Tin Man in the house. Yeah, Tin Man. Hopefully we don't have to buy tires for a while. Everyone's tires are pretty good. So
when Remington was Remington,
everything is very expensive, Tin Man. Yeah.
Let's see. Scotsman is.
Sorry, Scott. Hey, Thorax, how you feeling?
Thorax is here. Everyone's showing up. I'll put a link down here. It's been a while, huh? I'll put a link down there in case someone wants to come on.
Yep, the trolls love that.
Yeah, trolls. So yeah, Andy, I thought, why the hell would I need this little tiny handheld blower?
Yeah, I mean, but I saw you using it. I said he's got some uses for it. So
Man, yeah. And then I started looking around in the loading room. You got little dust around your turrets and shit. And then you can vacuum, your presses, everything. There's so much. You could cool a barrel with it,
Yeah. You want your son to make an extension that goes on the front that collapses the tube to a smaller diameter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ross.
Probably don't even need a 3D print. Just go out and get some different tubing out in the garage and stuff it in there.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, but it is handy. Just a minute ago before the chat, I had to roll some smokes. There was cat hair on the counter. It was sitting right there. I went poof and blew off the counter.
I mean, it can come in handy, but like I said, my two compressors are always on and charged. So, well, not always on, but they're always full of air. So when I need it, I just flip the switch on and just grab the hose, just in case, it has to turn on the fill the tank again. And when I'm done, I let it fill the tank. I turn it off. I'm done. But, I that's why I went to Harbor Freight to look to see if they had a gadget like that. That's all.
Yeah, just go get the Hyper Tough one at Walmart. They're $30 right now. So
yeah, I'm just curious to see if Harbor Freight had one and the website's not working right. You can't do a search. You clicked on handheld tool and battery operated tools and it just spins. I don't know.
Let's see. Gunswater is here. Yeah, I've been finding I'm using that little sucker more and more. I haven't recharged the battery yet. And I like that it has the option of your phone charger. Just stick it right in there. So you don't even have to plug in any other device to charge it. And who would have thought, but all kinds of stuff. I'm finding good uses for it.
Netflix, I don't use those. Yeah, I got a perfect place. I posted the link for you guys a while ago. Let me see. I got a lot of different browsers because if I use Brave browser and it blocks 98% of the pop-up. So let me get you that link again. There's so many of them out there. As far as okay, I'm gonna post the link. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have your email? I hate to post this link. All right, there's a link. Grab it. I'm not going to leave it up too long. I've been using this site has been up for 3 or 4 years. They also, if you're only going to watch, that's fine. But if you want going to do some downloading and stuff, they have the files are compressed video files. They're still MP4s, but they've managed to provide a 1080p resolution in small size files. So that's why I really like this place.
The link doesn't show, Andy.
See it?
No.
No one sees the link?
They're blocking it because you're not you got to be a
Moderator. You're not a moderator?
I am.
Well, I can't do it right now. I got to go back inside and do it from the iPad.
I am. Has the shield up. Okay.
There is the thing we were talking about. Yeah, well. All right.
It's not working. I can't turn. I'm unrated. I guess so. Maybe it didn't pop up. I don't know. But I have the shield. I don't know.
All right. Rollis has been very patient, and Chris is here also. How you guys doing?
What
Hey,
channel?
Marvin.
I'm not hide user. I don't have. I
Hey,
can't
Marvin. It's good to see you, man.
delete my own post. I guess maybe it didn't post.
Dave, I'm doing great.
You're gonna be in Seattle here pretty soon.
Pardon?
You're gonna be here in Seattle here pretty soon.
No, my
You're
son
supposed to have
is.
some sort of group thing with the. Your
My,
son is. Oh, you're not.
my son's going to be there next week for 3 days, and then they're jumping on a cruise. He's going to do a salmon trip,
Right.
and then then they're doing a cruise all the way up to Glacier Bay, and all the stops in between. I'll be up there June of 27.
I've posted plenty of links in the past, so I don't know what's going on. Just give me a second. I'll read it to you. It's www. Write it down. LOOKMOV for Victor IE the number 2 .to. It's lookmovie2.to. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm talking to the people on the site that wanted. Maybe they didn't have a pen and paper handy. I've been using that for years. They don't, if it's low quality, they don't usually put it up till they get a good copy. So giving you information. They have all the late, and if for anybody that's been watching Dutton Ranch on Friday nights, they have the program up in the afternoon before it's even hit the television station. Sometimes they have a link and they get the stuff. So we've been watching it before anyone else got to see it.
118
Hi,
to
Mike.
go.
Being friend. Give me a second mortgage payment last week.
I mean, I got tons of those things.
Well, I'm going to tell
What am I looking
Vanessa, I just finished mine. I made my last payment, man, back in November. And it ain't over. Just because you don't make payments anymore, it doesn't mean that you keep paying for it, because there's property tax and there's insurance and all that crap that goes along with it.
Twine just told us we were
This
halfway
might be a
through
dump,
our.
but
I think you got a lag going, Dave.
huh?
So I think you got a lag going.
I got a live going.
Lag.
Oh, a lag. Well, you know what? Maybe I can jump out and come back in. Sometimes that fixes it.
Well, Jim's on the circle of death, so I don't know if that you can do that or not.
Right.
Yeah, so now. Yeah, everybody's lagging. I'm getting all kinds of swirls and all kinds of other crap going on with everybody else.
Yeah, now that I turned my speaker on or my microphone on, now you guys might be able to hear me a little bit.
Sorry, y'all are hearing my press. I'm rounding out the necks of this brass. They've been in my one of my totes for so long.
Yeah. My question is,
Hi, Pat.
how many
you doing, Pat?
feet of brass does it take to start deforming your brass?
Oh, and a 7 mag, not long. You pretty much trim them the first 3 reloading.
Yeah, because that's one of those things. Like, I at one time I had like almost a full 5-gallon bucket of 45s, and it was just like, and I didn't think about it at the time, but now it's like, I wonder how many feet it would take, how much weight it would take to start deforming those ones on the bottom.
30-30 and a 7 mag.
Yeah.
The 7 mags too, if you've got just a hair too much lube in them as well, you'll get dents in your shoulder.
Right.
7 mag is the most sensitive to that of any other brass that I do.
Well, it's been a long time since I've even played with 7 mag, but that's it's a pretty short neck to start with, isn't it? And then it's kind
About
of
a quarter inch. About a quarter inch. It like a here's a 3.6 neck compared to a 7 mag neck.
oh hell yeah.
It's a shorter net.
Maybe it didn't take the post.
Do what, Andy?
We see it, Andy, and
No, I know I'm trying something else here. I didn't think I was not.
and you have a wrench, so you should be able to post links.
I know. Well, I'm trying this. I'm going to post without the www if that shows up.
Pat showed up. His link did.
Yeah, so maybe it didn't like that link. It's not a United States link. You know what I mean?
Governor Hochul blocked it.
Yeah.
Damn, Hobby, that's hard.
Cat. And we have Pat here. Cat.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
What
Pat, you in Cali or Nevada?
I'm in California.
I'm checking out the truck in the background. Isn't that, well, it has CZ on the license plate. All right. I thought it was that old American company. All right. What truck is that, Pat?
It's a Mercedes pickup.
What? Oh my God. Oh, I see the, yeah, I see the front end now.
The Mercedes El Camino, Ranchero.
Marino. The Marino. Pretty cool, Pat. Never seen that before.
Yeah, well, you're making it harder for me to one up you every week. What is that? A Capri?
No,
A Vega.
no. I forget the name. It's like a cross between a Opal and a Nova front end. I forget the
Ho-
name.
ho-
They're pretty old here in the States, but they're neat little cars.
Earlier, Hobbies put up Hobby said what it was. I can't remember what he said it was, but I think I've seen. Um, I think we're all familiar with Mark and Sam, the long range shooters in Australia, and he's worked with race teams before. He builds turbos and stuff. That's his main shop, and I think he's talked about working on a race team that where they were running that whatever Hobby said it was.
No, it has the name like a car that was sold here, and I can't remember, like Cadet or something. I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, well, there was that Holden Torano, whatever. I used to be able to speak English a long time ago.
Joanna?
And,
Can you imagine driving a little Mercedes truck like that around? People would be like, "What?" Yeah,
Especially if it's a diesel, run forever.
no, the way they build diesels nowadays, you're lucky if you get 500,000 miles out of the damn thing.
Wasn't any depth around when they built that one behind Pat. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Probably blew out more black smoke every time it shifted gears than.
They didn't run horse piss to them back then.
By the way, Pat, you're sounding good. No background noise.
Well, for now, we'll see.
Nice.
Just did a major upgrade on the operating system, and it might work out. We'll see.
No, it sounds good. Looks like we lost Gorzak.
He was going to pop off and back on. He was having a lag.
Yeah.
I asked him.
Tin Man wants an old Mazda diesel truck. Those are great unless you're behind them.
And they're running rich.
Oh, and they've got 3 lawnmowers in the back and a bunch of rakes overloaded, scraping the rear bumper and doing about 45 on the freeway.
Oh, you're here in Florida also.
You can make your own fuel. Oh, I was going to ask Ozark, at work, have you ever tried, let me see if I can find it here. It's like a garage heater or a workshop heater or construction.
We call them jet heaters.
Yeah, but it's not like that. No odor, and it'll run off of diesel or kerosene. Either one.
Yeah, we switched to propane just because they're easier to lug around. But yeah, we used to have the ones you put kerosene in, then you could put the air freshener stuff in the kerosene so it'd smell like vanilla or whatever, so the house wouldn't stink. The homeowners wouldn't get all pissy. But yeah, propane's what we switched over to now. The old leg burners. In fact, we worked a fire where a sheetrock guy had a jet heater going, and he put his 5-gallon bucket that he was washing his sponges with in front of it. Caught the 5-gallon bucket on fire, and it burned. I don't know. He probably had a foot of water in it, so it burned all the way down to the water line. And that bucket put a layer of soot inside that house. It's like somebody went around with a Xerox cartridge and just went all over the house.
Anyway, these are a radiant heater that has no runs on kerosene or diesel, either one, and they're called the Sunfire radiant heaters.
The ones that use the big wick in them.
No, it's just like a big green, almost like a, propane, but no odor.
I hadn't seen one of them.
They're like 120 BTUs up to 100, and they got a bigger version. But they make no noise. They don't stink. You don't. It's like
Mhm.
90% odorless.
I hadn't seen them, but that'd be interesting. The problem
Yeah.
with the liquid fuel stuff is it's dang heavy to lug around.
All right, guys, I'm gonna bail out. Have a good night, everyone.
Okay.
Andy.
You have a good one.
Hey, Andy.
Good night, everyone.
Take care, Andy. Yeah, it's not like a torpedo heater. It's more like a radiant. And it rolls around on a cart. They're small. They got good ratings, and they're made in America. They're a little pricey, and you can get different models for heat.
I'd be interested to see it, but I have not. So
It might come in handy for what you do. You want to get drywall dry that next morning, whatever, or you got floods, stuff like that. You could just
We've
let
got-
it in there. With
we've
fan.
got big enough. We got subs for all that nowadays. We rarely do we do it any direct anymore.
But I was thinking about getting one for when it's freezing in the garage and you
Oh,
don't
heck
have.
yeah. That's the
Wow.
problem with a jet heater or torpedo heater is they're just a dang loud.
Yeah, these are quiet and they don't stink. And it'll run off the same stuff. My old tractor gas would go right in it. So I'm thinking about it, but they're pricey. They get up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, being out there up on bumfuck nowhere mountain, I'd have at least one.
Right?
Yeah.
Kyle just said he just put up where he's at. They're not going to need any heaters for the next 6 months. He's right.
Not in Georgia.
Yeah. It basically went. Well, it gets cold and damp up there. I spend a lot of time up there. One of my major customers is there. So in the wintertime, you'll be in the 40s at night. Yeah, if it's rainy or snowy or whatever. Yeah, when it snows, it doesn't really accumulate much, but it definitely gets cold. And there'll be a few weeks where it'll drop down below freezing and whatnot. So yeah, he's not. It's not like he's down. Well, even Savannah gets cold in the wintertime. So does Jacksonville. So they
Oh,
Yeah,
did you hear the rocket go boom at your house?
no, I did not because I was in where the hell was I? I was up in Pennsylvania delivering at a job site, and then but yeah, I made sure I watched the video. I'm probably just far enough away that you'd actually not hear it. But they're saying that like in Orlando, which is only about 50, 60 miles from there, they're hearing it. It's about 100 air miles from where I live in Middleburg down
Yeah.
to where the actual
I got a buddy lives in Cocoa Beach, and he was getting ready to land in Orlando, and he said all the windows on one side of the plane turned orange, and everybody was like, "What the crap was that?"
yeah, but every once in a while, I'm not too far away from an old. It's a reserve base now, and every once in a while, just in the middle of the night, you'll hear them do a little bit of practice. They don't do it for a long time, but they'll let off one or two, and you're just
Mhm.
10, 11 o'clock at night. I've sat here doing the show and with you guys, and just hear this boom. Yeah, they're doing something at the base.
The National Guard base that was probably 20 miles from where I grew up, they had a 155 artillery battery there, and about 4 times a year you'd hear. Then about 8, 10 seconds later, you hear when those 5-inch shells would impact the ground. But yeah,
Well,
we were 20 some miles away.
we were Susan and I was running a condo. We're in the middle condo of. Anyways, it was like less than a quarter mile from uh, Naval Air Station Jacksonville,
Right?
and every once in a while, all of a sudden, you just you just hear them taking off, going right over top of the apartments and stuff, and it's like, well, is something coming in, and they're trying to get everything off the base before we become air pollution. And it's every once in a while, like I said, it just they'd start launching and taking off. So there's some shit going on somewhere,
Right.
and I assume that's what just the way they were doing it. But that'd be so cool to sit there and actually watch them do that, Vanessa.
The our buddy that lives in Virginia Beach, they are 4 miles from that Naval Air Station,
Mm-hmm.
and those F-18s doing touch and goes. It's just like God Almighty, they're full afterburner on that.
Yep.
You can't stand outside and talk when they're doing that.
There's every once in a while. I mean, just going to normal, like you said, they're just coming in training or just doing whatever it is they do. And you just sit there and you just pause for the 10, 15 seconds, let them do their thing, and then you just go on about your business. But
It's like when a train goes by my office. We're right next to a crossing, so they're on the damn horn.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no wonder the rent was so cheap.
Yeah. I'll put up with a train 6 times a day.
Yeah. The Thor and I were talking on Scotsman's on the side chat for Scotsman's show last week. A 41 Magnum. I got the first 100 rounds shot through it, and it's starting to show some serious leading. Now I'm starting low, and I'm just working my way up real slow. But I think I'm going to have to get a slightly larger, start shooting a slightly larger lead bullet with it. Because after just 100 rounds, I mean, I had some real serious lead go. I mean, it all cleaned out real quick. I mean, I have some really nasty stuff you can use. I have a brand of copper. It's actually a copper solvent, but it does a number on that lead. But it's just like I've never had a gun lit up that bad. And this is using factory Missouri Bullet Company bullets. And,
Huh.
I've never had any trouble with their bullets.
And
Ever, but
they use that stuff that Cranky coats with.
I think it's high tech.
High tech, yeah, that 2-part stuff.
Yeah. And
I cannot find my neck below it.
the only thing I can think of is part of the trouble is I'm not getting any keyholing or anything, but I'm starting really low and just working my way up real slow, and just seeing it, basically I'm going up 1/10 of a grain for each load and shooting 10 loads and just documenting it, and I'm gonna try to do the super cut, video on that, but yeah, accuracy's been okay. The velocity's been steadily going up, but like I said, after that last batch, I mean, the barrel just had lead just dripping out of it practically.
You got some copper jackets you can throw in there and put 6.
I haven't ordered any yet, so and then but we'll eventually I'm going to start playing around with the XTPs also because I just like that bullet.
I do too.
And
Critter loads.
uh-huh. You're so intense. What are you so intense about? You got it too easy. Yeah. Sit on the couch, eat your treats, bark at the mailman. But so that's the biggest thing as far as reloading goes with me this last couple weeks.
I have lost my neck. Aggravating it.
Now, my big deal this week was 200 rounds of 45-70. So I got 100 rounds of smokeless and 100 rounds of black
Okay.
for the trapdoor. And I'll go to the range tomorrow. I've been saying I'm going to go to the range every day for the last week, but I think I'm going to make it out there tomorrow.
You do that black just to piss off the other people in the lanes, don't you?
No. Well, sometimes I do park next to a guy that's got, a 16-inch AR-15 with a obnoxious muzzle brake.
That must be me.
I got a 7 mag with an obnoxious muzzle brake. Woo!
My 300 rum has back to Mark and Sam, it has one of their muzzle brakes on it. And I even rode on it. This one goes to 11. And
All right.
I always hated, being at the range when you sit next to a guy who has a muzzle brake, and you just get that clang.
well, normally what I do is, if somebody comes and starts to set up next to me, I tell them, now listen, I'm shooting a gun with a nasty muzzle brake. Yeah, I mean, you've been, I give them a heads up, and if they don't move on down the line or whatever, it's just like, okay, just be aware, it's going to get loud. Yeah. But that 300 rum of mine is nowhere near as loud as what my 7.5-inch AR is.
Oh.
Yeah,
Fireballs. You're shooting fireballs.
yeah, it doesn't even have a muzzle brake. It just has a regular flash suppressor on it. 41 mag. I rewound. I'm not sure what Patriot Paul is talking about, but he's talking about the 41 mag, so it has to be good.
41 mag, that should be like 310 in diameter. I mean, 410.
Yeah. These are the ones that I've measured using my crappy little Pittsburgh digital calibers are coming out 4105, 410 right in there. I'm thinking it's probably going to need to be, I'm going to have to get some that are right at least 411.
Yeah. 410.
And so I mean, if I have to order a custom made um, um, cat, for casting, I'll go ahead and do it, but I really don't want to have to.
Well, I just think you need to load them hotter. I don't think they're obturating, and you're getting blow by, and that's where your
That's a
leading's at.
possibility too, because like I said, I've started really low, and I've started right at the very bottom of the.
You got a lot of soot? Do you have a lot of soot on your brass?
No, actually not.
Really?
It's coming out pretty clean and everything. The bullets are, you know, the very first load, and like I said, these are Missouri Bullet Company bullets, and they're 215 grain, and I'm using the 420 grain Seiko um, load information in the lineman book, because they don't have anything for 215, so I just went up to the next
So let's
weight.
take
And
take the cylinder, right? Take one of your lead cast bullets, put it down in there until it starts squeezing down on the throat of the cylinder. Before it goes into it goes through that before it goes into the force compartment. So that's what the size of the bullet is. By the time it gets through that last part of the cylinder and enters the force compartment, that's what size your bullet is actually.
right, yeah. I don't have the pictures on this computer. I'll show you, but it's very unscientific. But I've dropped bullets down into the cylinder, and they all stop in the cylinder. And these bullets are larger than the forcing cone. So
They're going to be. Your forcing
Yeah.
cone, your barrel is actually smaller than
right,
the cylinder throat, and it squeezes the bullet down when it goes into the rifle. But yeah, I would go ahead and take the cylinder and then take a dowel and just tap them through, and then just go ahead and measure that.
okay, yeah, that'll be a
Just
that'll
put
be
some
a good
lubricant
idea.
on there, and then just tap it through, and then go ahead and take the measurement that way.
Kind of
And
like
then-
Tin Man getting the square by.
And like Pat said, I'm probably getting a lot of blow by because I'm still on the lower half of the load range. So
Up,
Hey,
Uh,
Sylvia.
hmm?
Yeah,
yeah, I mean so this next 100 rounds I'm going to do, these will be in groups of 10. I should be on the starting to get up into the higher velocities. Right now, I'm still like around 1250 is about the highest I've gotten with this particular load combination. And I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I'm glad I have a new one. It's been a long time since I've had a 41 Magnum.
casting's
With
fun. Casting is a whole new world. You know,
Oh,
You know, tell you what, Bill knows it. I know it. Pat obviously knows it. I don't know if Marvin casts that much. Do you cast that much, Marvin?
yeah.
Okay, so you save a lot of money by casting. I just wish I could still shoot, man. My cognate effort with my left hand is all screwed up. I don't know where this thing is happening. And then, of course, this hand was involved with an accident. I've got a nerve damage. And I just can't hold steady anymore. So if I'm going to shoot, I have to shoot off the bench, and I have to shoot with two hands, and that's just me, man. That's just not me. One hand, that was with it.
I'm going to go hit the head real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, you didn't have to tell us. You can go to the bathroom, not be excused. I don't tell the entire bar, hey man, I gotta go piss. And then,
Biological upgrade.
Well, I do.
you know what? Up here in the Pacific Northwest, you know that well as I do. When you're out on a boat, you don't ask, you don't do anything. You just hang it over the side and go. That's the way it is.
Out there in the salmon fleet where there's 100 other boats.
Let's shoot a few folks. Let's shoot-
Hey, if you guys like looking, that's
Why
your
not?
business.
You know?
That's the weird.
Do you hear it loudly? Because I don't.
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
my
is that-
logo is a piss, so I disagree with that statement.
Well, see, it all goes with you. It all goes with you, Jim. That whole thing is about you because
you think
or you got pissed on or you're pissed off. One or the other. Hey, take your. You're like a transmission that has 3 speeds, man.
No, I'm a 5-speed, definitely with reverse. Maybe split shift even. Yeah, I'm a split shift because I could go goofball or whatever. Yeah, I'm a split shift. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was Rollis's problem? A letting or what?
Yeah, he was getting a lot of lead, and so Marvin or Pat went and brought up that he might be shooting the loads really too light, and they're not obturating when they go down.
Yeah,
The hole.
yeah.
blowing by on is a
A lot of blow by.
Yeah, and then bullet size. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, my 357s, all my 357s are sized to 360. I sized a 360 on that, not 100.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's up to you.
360. I go a little large on them.
Yeah,
Get better.
I'm usually 3585, depending on the gun.
You get better accuracy. You get better release from the muzzle, and the deformation of the base of the bullet when it leaves the muzzle at the crown isn't deformed as much as if you shot at a smaller bullet. You shoot a smaller bullet, then you get that muzzle blast that blows by as the bullet leaves the muzzle. It actually singes and it rounds the end of the bullet off. So when it goes through the air, it's rounded at the end. There's no flat base for the release blast. So you get better accuracy if you go a little larger, maybe 1,000s, 2,000s. All depends.
Mhm.
well, he's shooting a Magnum, so he should have checks on it, shouldn't he?
No,
Yes.
Not necessarily.
no, not if you got a good. No, you don't need gas checks on a. Which Magnum is he shooting? 41.
41, which is a high pressure Magnum, isn't it?
No,
Okay.
even 44 or 357 max. As long as you got the right size bullet, you don't need gas checks. If they're cut for gas checks, yeah. If you're going fast, you just want that for better accuracy, but it's nothing really to do with.
Yeah.
If you got a flat base non-gas check bullet, you're good to 1,800. You're good 1,800 plus feet per second if you got good powder coat.
The 429, 421 bullet, from Lyman, the Keith bullet for the 44 mag, that's not gas check, man. I've shot those with 22 grains of 2400, and I got really good accuracy.
Yep.
To a distance of about 100 yards or so. But for a 200 yard for a 44, that RCBS 240 grain silhouette gas check, that thing shoots like a laser, man. It shoots like a laser all the way up to 200 yards. It really does shoot good. That's a good bullet. That was another thing too I was going to bring up. In RCBS's lineup or O House, in their molds, they only made molds that actually shoot accuracy, for accurately. I've never seen a CBS or an O House mold cast bullets that were inaccurate.
I know. I love Ohas. I love Ohas. Yeah.
Went with a proven design. This one works. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sell that one. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah, I love the Ohas wad cutters, even though I got different. I like the button nose Lyman wad cutter too.
Yeah.
And I've been trying the Lee tin can, and I haven't
It's
checked
a
it
good
for
bullet.
but
It's a good bullet. That shit's good. You know, a tin can bullet, that a soup can bullet, man, that shit's good. It's
yeah,
good.
it
It's
looks
a
good. I haven't tested that one for groups, but it sure was fun to cast, and I did cast them, and they're ready to go.
25 yards. I shot a ragged hole with my Model 10 with a soup can bullet. It shoots good. About 3.7 grains of bullseye, or you can use about 3 grains of red dot. Shoots really good. It's a good bullet, and it's a cheap mold. I mean, anybody can afford that. And it's
Yeah.
accurate. It's accurate. There you go. Just like
Yeah.
that.
I wish I had bullseye, but I don't. But I use 231, and
It's in that burn rate. You know?
I'll have to try the red dot because I do have a jar of that.
Yeah, I used to shoot red dot in real light 38 loads. It shoot real good.
I was saving that for shotgun, but for the light shotgun loads, they were fun. Oh, and 44 special, I think I use red dot.
Red dot, yep. Man, it's
Yeah.
hard to go wrong with red dot. Red dot, you can load all kinds of handguns, 45, 9mm, you name it. You can load it with red dot. And then there's also rifle loads that you can use red dot in. It looks good. Yeah, man. I remember when you went and got that Lee 200 grain H&G copy.
45.
Yeah, 45. And I remember I told you, I said, that is an accurate bullet. Yeah, we'll see. And then you went and shot this ragged hole, man. You were jumping up and down. You were dancing out in front of the garage. And I felt so good about that, man. I was like, yeah, Jim. Yeah, it's good when you win. It's good when you win, when you buy a mold and it shoots accurately. There's nothing that feels better than that because you made that yourself.
And it's cheap, a 6 cavity even. I get it on sale, and that's
And
one
you
of
can
my
make a
favorite.
million. You can make a million of them. You can make as many as you want of them. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's one of my favorite 45 molds, the 200 grain Lee TC, whatever.
when I
Especially in the Foxtrot AR, that thing's a tack driver.
Oh yeah. When I lost my abilities, I'm gonna tell you what, man, that was a real blow. It was a blow below the gut, man. That was a real punch to the old, right above the old kidneys, man. That was hard, man. I went through that. I was like, man, no more shooting, no more casting, no more loading. I was just like, man, I was just sick about it. I was like, man. But you know what? I turned out okay. So I'm complaining. The good Lord was on my side. I'm not dead. I still can function. I can live on my own in the house. I'm not in a wheelchair. I've got a lot to be thankful for. I can drive, So, there's a lot of people, man, they lose all that after a stroke. And they're just nothing but a vegetable, Sitting in some restaurant rotting, No, that's not.
And
That's
you can get back out there and start shooting, even if you have to start with 22, whatever.
Well, I just shoot off the bench with my pistols.
Yeah.
By the way, Ralph, my buddy Ralph, that guy's a gem. That guy's a gem. He is actually a guy that I trained when I was working at Bangor. That's his dad. And when I went through what I did, see, Ralph, he does little construction jobs every once in a while. He come in and he had the bars, he had everything. He went and put them all in my shower, the grab bars and all that stuff. And he hooked me up. And I was like shoving money at him. And I was saying, like, here, for your effort. He says, nope, your money's no good with me, Dave. Just a really good guy. Ralph is a great guy, man. He's one of my best friends. I go to church with him. He's a great dude, man. He's a great man.
Was that the guy on the other chat that wanted a powder coat?
Yeah. You know what his job was? Nuclear reactor test. In other words, all the reactor stuff, for all the testing and all the, different, schematical drawings and how it's supposed to work and all the other stuff. He did all that down in the shipyard.
Wow.
So really smart dude, really, really a smart dude, but he's a little on the technical side. I mean, if you're having a problem with your car, that guy can send you dig into a hole of China, man. Oh, well, it might be this. Well, maybe that. Well, it might be this. Well, if the sensor says this, well, you wouldn't get that code. But if you go the other way, and I'll tell you,
Got that engineer's mind.
well, I just told him, I said, Ralph, you're a lot of help, but please don't help me fix my car. MSA.
Okay. Just in
You know what
case.
MSA? You know what MSA stands for? Mine Safety Administration. That's what it stands for. MSA. We had gas-free meters and stuff like that down at work that were MSA. I didn't really care for them too much. I really preferred the industrial scientific gas-free meters and gas meters. I liked those a lot better because they were a little bit less. You didn't have to go to college to operate it.
So did Patriot Paul says he has a roofer friend that has a bunch of lead. Hell yeah, get that soft lead.
Yeah, that's pure lead right there.
By the way, Ralph,
Yeah, soft lead's harder to find than hard lead, because everyone does wheel weights, but you always want the soft leads for certain things, and then you can add to it. So,
I haven't been able to find wheel weights for years.
Ralph came over to my house and he knew I had it out in the garage, and he kind of twisted my arm and he walked out with 500 pounds of wheel weight ingots. I mean, I'm not going to use it.
wow.
Wow.
500 pounds. He bought it. He is dedicated caster now. He's all set up. I gave him a lead pot. I mean, I couldn't do enough for the guy for what he did for me, man. The guy just did handstands. I was like, here, brand new lead pot. Here, take it. Oh, by the way, here's a toaster oven. You're going to use it for powder coating. Oh, by the way, here you go. Here's a couple of MP molds that are slick side that I'll probably never use. They were brass too. I said, these are real high quality. I just, hey, you do me and I'll do you, man. That's the way I roll, man. You be good to me, I'll be good to you. Your money's no good with me and my money's no good with you. Hey, we're good. Unless we agree on it,
Yeah, let me know how his powder coat learning experience goes. I'm curious. So,
Well, he hasn't gotten that far yet because Ralph is one busy dude. He is constantly on the go. He works at Sportsman Warehouse. He works a gun counter. His wife is a seamstress and runs a full service sewing shop, a contract type thing. So he volunteers there to help his wife out, building shelves and work tables and stuff like that. And he's just busy all the time because I was like, man, when are you going to start casting? He says, well, I got 100 of them more to cast. I said, 100? Dude, you want to sit down and do like 1,000? Cast up 1,000 of them, man, and then just spend one day powder coating, man, all day long.
Patriot Paul, once you start casting, you'll never quit. You'll love it. It's like making your own babies.
Dude, it is. That's it, man. Once you do it, man, that's it. There's no hope for you. I mean, you'll go into a sporting goods store and you'll walk down the reloading aisle and you'll see all those bullets and you sit there and say, I can make stuff at home that outperforms this stuff on the shelf. Why would I go out and spend $50 these bullets when I can go home and make it in my garage for pennies on the dollar? And it shoots just as good or better. And I can tailor it to my needs.
Yeah, if you make it easy, it is so much fun. I love casting and I love powder coating, even though Some people might think it's a pain in the ass. I actually like it. I do not like making ingots out of scrap. Okay, that's a dirty job. But once that's all done, then it's all fun.
Yeah, it is.
Patriot, what I do, and it's an expensive way to do it, but I just order from Roto Metal. I'll get 25, 30 pounds worth of Lyman #2 from Roto Metals. It's about $150. You get free shipping, and you can make, depending on what load you're using, you can make sometimes 1,000, 1,200 bullets. Once you get your shit together. I mean,
You go through it pretty quick casting those 45-70 bullets, don't you, Pat?
Okay, I bum wrapped a Patriot Paul here. I have 20 molds, Uncle Jim, you son of a bitch. I know what I'm. Okay, I get it.
Especially these 500 grainers, that'll drain a 425.
I didn't know Patriot Paul was a cast. All right. I'm sorry, Patriot Paul. I bummed you.
Those 500 grainers, they'll hit like a freight train too. They
Oh, yeah.
out of 45-70, man, they will hit like a freight train, man.
You get a showdown with one of those, people are like, dang.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shoot a log,
when you
you
do decide,
get out there, just a dry old pine log, shoot at it, and I'm going to tell you what, that 500 grain bullet will go right through there like a hot knife through butter. It's just, and yeah, it'll splinter too. You'll just need nothing but splinters. That flat tip on that thing, man. Holy smokes.
Oh, no. Those are hollow.
Hollow points, okay. Now, 45-70, what do you need a hollow point for?
For
That's a
fun.
That's a half-inch hole going into something.
Subsonic in a hog,
Yeah,
Patriot,
so-
when you finally decide to sell, or when you finally decide to get out of it, let me know. I might be interested in buying a couple of your molds. Because the bug has definitely got me.
Yeah, I can see the fever on you already. I can see the fever on you already, Carlos. It's slowly eating away at you. Next thing you know, you'll be saying, when I retire, I'm going to cast and I'm going to shoot and I'm going to cast some more and I'm going to go out and shoot. I'm going to cast some more and go out and shoot. And in fact, I'm going to cast everything that I reload for. It's going to be awesome.
Retire. What the hell's that?
Oh, you'll get there. It's overrated. Look at me and Jim, man. It's overrated. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you have your coffee, and you go, you know what? I better come up with something to do. Otherwise, it's going to be a boring day, man.
We've discussed this before. If I was to actually retire, I'd probably be dead in a year, and I'll probably weigh 700 pounds. You'll see me on the news where they had to cut me out of the house. Yeah,
I've lost 72 pounds. I've lost 72 pounds since I got out of the rest home.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Just for me though, I mean, I hate to say this, but I do like to do my eating, and that's that's my addiction. Never get into the dope, quit the drinking, quit nicotine. I still chase that little blonde around the house as much as I can. So, but that's
Tell you what, you know what puts on the pounds more than anything else, and people don't realize it? Beer. Now, unless your metabolism can do something with it, it just if you're a big guy and you start drinking beer, all you're going to do is just get fat, man, because those are all empty calories. And believe me, I love beer. I love a good beer, but the thing is it don't love me, man. It goes straight to my gut, goes straight to my waist, and next thing you know, I start putting on weight big time. And it can be light. It can be the lightest beer that you can buy. I'll still gain weight. So I'm just glad I don't drink beer anymore. No alcohol at all. No nicotine. No smoking. No nothing.
Yeah, Vanessa, for a 6'3" 3-inch tall woman, 180 pounds would be just right.
You say your wife is blonde. I thought she was Oriental.
No. She's white Anglo-Saxon. Her maiden name is Crabtree. So she's white with a side of white on her.
Crabtree, she's English. You
Yeah.
married Limey. You got him Limey.
So, but yeah, she's sometimes she's a blonde, sometimes she's a brunette, sometimes she's been a redhead on a couple occasions. So,
you know, one YouTube channel that I really enjoy, and I know Pat's watched all his videos, and that's British muzzleloaders. I really like that guy Rob. He really goes into the history of whatever subject and he shows how the British and Canadians, used in the wars and the whole bit, on the Bren gun. There's a whole bunch on stuff that was 1700s, and he goes into all that stuff, the uniforms, you name it, how they organized their armies, the whole bit. He did a whole thing on the Boer Wars. Really cool. I think he even actually did one on the 450, King Henry that Pat has. I think he did a few videos on that. But he casts. And the thing that got me was that back in the day when you could get away with casting, he showed it on a show one time. He was casting some bullets for his 303, and they were the 314 299 bullet. And I didn't know that at the time. And so I went and wrote it. Asked him, I said, what is it? And he says, well, you can go ahead and get the mold from, I think, it's right here too. Yeah, NOE. Anyway, I got that mold and it casts 5 at a time, and he gets really good accuracy out to 500 yards with his 303. He can shoot within a pipe plate at 500 yards with open sights with an SMLE. Yeah, but he's got a real interesting thing that he did on the Bedford rifle. When the Bedford rifle came out, that was the first the prototype for the 303 British rifles, bolt-action rifle, and he goes into how the rifling was cut and how they had to change it later on because it always shot to the left, and they had to change the rifling from Bedford rifle to this other type of rifling, and blah blah blah. It just goes on, and then every detail that you can imagine. And you know what? The 303 Brit rifle has so many different modifications. I mean, it's probably one of the most ordered out there as far as rifles, in the way that they've changed this and changed that. What are you doing, Jim?
That one did the job today, that chainsaw, the big Husky.
Oh, yeah.
We had a tree covering the driveway completely across, like some bastards are trying to cut us off and trap us, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Mr. Husqvarna said, no, we're going to play my game. I'm going to make that tree go away.
I finally got so fed up with all these roots and heavy stumps I have to deal with. I've just taken. I'm just going to go through a bunch of chains, and I'm just cutting the damn things out. Right, just going right through the dirt. Of course, it's a lot of soft soil here, so there's hardly any stone.
Just go get you a walk behind stump grinder.
Yeah,
I keep saying I'm going to do it. I could go down to Lowe's today, and I just don't want to run it on the friggin' plastic. I'm already,
There you go, Pat. There you go. That's the 314-299. That's powder coated and gas check.
and you go to the damn pawn shops around here, try to maybe pick up a used one. Hell, it's cheaper just to buy the new ones.
is an accurate bullet.
Just rent one on
Mine-
Friday, take it
mine-
back on.
My number 4, I can put like every single round within an inch at 100 yards in an inch circle with my 303. It loves this bullet. Really a good bullet. I was thinking about sizing them down to 30 caliber, 309, and then loading those in the 7.5, 7.5 by 55, Swiss, and see how that works. I think Pat gave me that suggestion one time. But yeah, just size them down. Yeah.
Pat never likes light bullets. Everything has to be heavy.
Well, it's like he likes his women. Something that you have to handle.
Hey Jim, next time you go in the reloading room, show Ozark a martini mushroom.
I can grab one. I'm 5 seconds away. On the way back in, I'll do that.
All right, thank you.
Well, see, I've seen the martini mushroom. He's got his whole mushroom collection.
They are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. I have a couple, I have a couple of the shells you left here. I should stuff one in there with the mushroom on the shell and stick it on the wall.
Jim's got a whole bunch of mushrooms. It's a collection of pictures of them.
Yeah, I'll grab one on the way back in if they're sitting out. I don't know if they're in the container. I have a mushroom collection. I want to do a wall of mushrooms,
When you display it on your video, you're gonna have to play some 60 seconds. I wouldn't pick it up. Come back. It's time for shrooms with the Jim. Be like Bob Ross.
Let's see if I can find one. It should be easy.
Where's Tin Man needs to come on. And he's probably got the fam thing going on. Get out of here. Gripping a stiff shaft on the garage.
Let's see.
He is definitely caught the golf bug.
He is definitely into golf, man. Back in the day, man, I was kind of a lot like him. I would be in shooting for a while and just head over heels, just like swimming, loading stuff and guns and everything. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, I'm fishing. And then that's all I'm doing is just fishing. So you change your interest every once in a while. It keeps things interesting.
Okay, I found some. Let's see here. Oh, all over my hands. All right, let's see what we got here. Oops, no, don't want. Okay, let's see. Let's start with a couple here. All right, there's one. And these were found in the backyard after you guys left.
Look at that.
And every time, as a matter of fact, I haven't collected bullets this year. And with all the rain and everything, I'm going to chuckle because I find stuff from 10 years ago that surfaces to the ground. Look at that. And these are a heavy boy. And here's a 44 Magnum.
Ugh.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I'll tell you what, that hydrant slug that I shot out of 12 gauge, I dug one of those out of the embankment, man. That thing was completely flat on one end. I mean, that mushroomed out like you wouldn't believe. 12 gauge.
Yeah, Pat, I have a whole box of these, and every time I find one in an odd area, because you guys are shooting everywhere at different stuff, I start laughing. You know, I'm out there. Ah, there's another one. Yeah, these things are brutal. I'd hate to get hit with that.
Yeah, buddy.
And what do they weigh, Pat? These things are freaking heavy. So, how many grains are those? They are heavy. So, yeah. Let's see what's going on.
485.
Mm. And then he has those little patches that go with him, and I'll find those like right at the beginning of the trail. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I got to do this week after all the rain and wind and everything is go collect bullets in the backyard and then set up targets. And I'll bring the camera and see what we got, Easter egg hunt type deal. But I like finding the old ones that I did when I moved here or when you guys came over. It's like, it keep coming up from the ground. So
That was 5.5 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was 6 years. Yeah. And that was a blast. I was watching Willie's old videos from the visit here. He's got actually a good selection, like 6 or 8 videos. And I was laughing. My cheeks were just hurting. They were hurting with all you guys stuffed in my stupid little reloading room, utility room. Oh, I was laughing my ass off. Let me put these away. I'm going to put these away and then wash my hands.
I bet you weren't laughing when you went and got that glitter bomb.
Twisted Twines.
Yes.
We were all bastards when we found the glitter bomb.
Yeah.
How you doing, Twisted Twines? I hope you're doing good.
He's on the road to recovery.
Awesome. You guys still think I got glitter around here. Quit saying that. All right, I'll be right back. Be right back. I got to put these away.
Hey, Twisted. I'm not sure if I remember her channel.
Twisted Twine Woodworking.
Yeah.
Definitely on Instagram.
Yeah, I think Susan's on Instagram. I'm not on it. Hell, between YouTube and Rumble, I hardly. I don't have enough. Hell, I got 3 videos I'm still trying to get edited. Yeah, Twisted. I understand that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Marvin, both you guys are busy. I mean, you're running the business and you're on the phone and you're faxing stuff off or whatever. You're doing all kinds of crap.
Work at our office has been a godsend.
Mhm.
Hey, just so everybody knows, the guys at Missouri Bullet Company, or not Missouri, but Rocky Mountain Reloading in Idaho, one of their office girls, she passed away, and they need a new assistant there. So they're looking for somebody. So if you want a job in the bullet business, you might want to give them a call. You have to move out to Idaho. So
Idaho.
Idaho.
Well, I'll
Okay,
tell you what, on Western Missouri, you've got what, Starline, you've got who's the Sierra Bullets right across right next door to them. 25, 30 miles down the road, CMMG is right there. I mean, there's just a concentration.
Yeah. Well, where they're at, I think Federal, or else Sierra might have something near where their facility is.
Where's that at? In Idaho?
I think they might have something out in there because they do a good bit of when they sell their seconds, they sell a lot of seconds from Sierra. Matter of fact, they still have a bunch of seconds on sale, 30 cal seconds.
Well,
And I
Spear,
think-
Spear and CCI, they're in Lewiston.
right, and they're not all that far from Rocky Mountain. Maybe I'm getting the two of them mixed up. You know, it is.
Jim, who's the bullet company just up the road from you, Jim?
Barnes.
Barnes, that's it, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I still need to go in there. The only time I tried to get in there was on a holiday and they had the door shut. People were in there, but they wouldn't let anyone in. I'd like to do a video tour of their place, but I don't know if they want to do that. I don't know.
They were recently,
You
they were
probably
last year, weren't they? Somebody bought them out?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, but they're still there. The factory's right there. They make a few good bullets. Yeah.
Yeah, long range guys like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should go up there and see if they'll let me do a tour, but you know, I'm just a scrump guy, so they probably will say no. I like the Sierra 220 grains, really good bullet. Oh, Patriot Paul. If you're using the 300 Blackout Missouris, sort them out because the weight can be different. And then make sure in every box you're going to get like 4 or 5 that don't roll good. You know, when they drop, they kind of bananaed. You might get 4 or 5 in there. Just make sure they're true, you know. So I love that bullet though. Yeah. I don't like high tech like powder coat. High tech is weaker than powder coat, but if you're subsonic, doesn't matter. If you're screaming the bullet, don't use high tech. That's what I found. So I think powder coat is more durable and thicker. It's just more durable than high tech.
It's not as finicky, I can tell you that.
It doesn't matter if you're going up to like 1200, whatever. It doesn't matter. But after that, if you start screaming them, you're going to smoke them. I found that out with really light bullets. You'll start smoking them if they're high.
I tell you what, I like the raw piece of wood that she started this project with. For this little box that she did on the short. I'm gonna stop watching now, or else I'll sit here and watch her all friggin' night. I need to get to bed here in a little bit. Susie and I had been started going back to church. Well, yeah, we never really went to church together. This is when we just started, anyways, the church we go to, they have services at 7:22, 9:22, and 11:22. I tried to convince her to go to the 7:22 one, but for some reason she likes to sleep. So we tried to do the 9:22 one, but we still need to get up because all the friggin' road construction they have going on here still takes 45 minutes to drive 10 miles.
We'll let out right before Memorial Weekend. Boy, the traffic sure has been nice.
All right, I'm doing a test right now. I've been getting cut off a lot. I don't know if it's StreamYard or whatever. I thought it was a battery, but someone in the side chat had a theory: get rid of your background picture and do it without. And so far, I haven't had this go schizo on me. Maybe that was it.
Overworking your processor.
StreamYard glitch or whatever, but I don't know. You touch the cord, it goes off. You do something, it didn't. There's no rhyme or reason. But right now, since I got rid of the background picture, I haven't had any issues. And the battery says it's charged 225%, which is impossible. And that's what it's saying right now. So I don't know if it's that Chinese battery. Now it says no battery detected. However, we're still rolling here. So take your choice. Way overcharged or not. Anyway, it's working. Maybe I won't use the background picture anymore because it's working now. I've been cut off 4 times tonight and in previous chats.
We have Patriot. Some of the mostly for the bridge work. One of our customers, they take it's called Quick Bond that they mix with the concrete when they do the bridge decking, and that's one of the customers that I deal with is the couple of the paving companies that are doing 70 and 44 and I think 55 out there. So
you were talking about having problems with stumps or trees. If there's stumps,
it's stumps, and the big thing is actually the roots. Because there's a lot of roots there that are just high enough that they catch my friggin' mower blade. And this might not be a popular thing to say, Chessboard, but when they use the road taxes or the fuel taxes to actually go into the roads, it's actually a good thing, and it makes it's just a lot easier to travel through this country.
I will say that,
and you're old enough, Chessboard's old enough to remember how it was before. That's one of the few places where when it's done, when the money is actually put into the roads and not some politician's pocket, road taxes paying for road improvements is actually a good thing.
With all the road trips we've been doing, I'm always amazed when you go state to state how good or how bad the roads were. Like we drove all the way to Ohio, Missouri, decent roads till you get around St. Louis. Illinois, good roads. Indiana,
Washington State,
Ohio, great roads. Kentucky, it's like driving down the railroad tracks.
Ohio. Oh damn, Jim, that looks good.
no,
Ohio's schizo.
wait,
They'll go a few years where they actually do really good road work, and then it's just like you don't know where the money's going to. Tennessee's really consistent about their road taxes going into the road. Florida's pretty good. Georgia I've seen Georgia improve over the last decade, except for Atlanta. But you can tell it's an election year because Atlanta is even getting road construction done.
Rollis, the reason I came out here, listen.
I can hear it.
You can hear him shooting?
Uh-huh.
All right. The reason I came out here is my neighbor shooting at sundown. All right. Hear it? Oh, wait. Let's hear a double tap. Triple tap. Come on, Greg. Greg. Oh, I hear steel.
Yeah.
Did you hear the steel?
Yeah.
Anyway, America. All right. That's the reason I came out here. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to pull the Foxtrot out, Foxtrot 45 out for 4th of July. That'll make the steel ring.
I still say you need to set up a star cam.
A what?
Yeah, where he sets up a camera system where when you get sunset, and then when the stars start to come out,
Right.
that gorgeous western skyline he has. Yeah,
Kind of like the Eagle Cam where it's constant live stream.
yeah.
I just think it's funny. He shoots late sometimes. Anyway.
Well, Jim, you're just kind of out there in God's country, where just people don't bother each other, and somebody's out there shooting on his own property. So what? I mean, it's just you got a lot of freedom where you're at, because you don't have a lot of people around you.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and he's a sheriff. And I should get on one of his horses or donkeys with the Indian headdress and do a skit on that with his buffalo and stuff.
I would be very embarrassed if you get on a donkey.
Jim, this state used to be, you could be driving down the road, and if you've seen a dugout where maybe the road department is in a certain area, you can pull over one side of the road and shoot. Nobody cared. I mean, people just drive by, it's bullshit, it wouldn't be, nobody cared. But nowadays, man, you do that, you got Safety Sally out there, calling the cops, and you're explaining things. Next thing you know, to some law enforcement guy. Washington State just got way too overpopulated for this area. I'll tell you that right now. It's way too populated.
He's such a good guy, and he's a good leather worker too. He makes good holsters and night sheaths. So we gotta work him a little bit, do some trading.
You got to get him on the show.
Yeah.
Light him up and put a pot of coffee on and sit there in the basement, and get him on the show and say, hey, this is everybody.
Well, let me plug in here. I think you guys are right. The background thing was screwing with the laptop through StreamYard, because right now I don't have issues other than the battery telling me weird stuff. I don't know. It's been
Jeff said something about I-75 between Macon and Atlanta, and matter of fact, I'm going to be driving up through there tomorrow. There's one stretch through there that is just still nasty, and like you said, it's been under construction for 20 years.
Kyle Lusk, man. Kyle Lusk.
I know. Why didn't Kyle come on tonight?
His wife is back.
Angel listening home.
He's chasing an angel around the house. That's why.
Well, that only took 3 minutes.
I tried chasing him around with a baseball bat.
Yeah. No, he's running around the house cleaning it up because she's been gone for a week.
Yeah, there you go. Throwing all the beer cans and all the empty whiskey bottles, in a trash can, hauling them out.
All right, Kyle. Good night, though.
Night, Kyle.
There you go. Good night, Kyle. Good.
Me and Kyle still have to
See
do.
you in about 3 minutes, Kyle.
Me and Kyle still have to do a goofball collaboration. Him playing the guitar,
Yes.
me singing, both mullets, split screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sure enjoyed doing that Trace Amigos that we did.
those toilets better be freaking clean. Oh. Okay, Kyle. Gotcha.
Man, I would not want to roll out of bed at 4 in the morning. I used to do it like 5 or 5:30.
That's when I go to bed.
5:30 my time in the morning.
When I worked, I used to get up at like 5 o'clock, and I'd get ready and head off to work. I'd actually be there probably a good 45 minutes before work even started because I wanted to find out what's going on. You know what I mean? And you only find that out from the graveyarders, and so you already know what's going to happen during the day. So it kind of prepares you. You already know what to say and who to say it to. You don't want to tell them this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went to bed last night at 5 a.m. and I got to get back on a regular schedule where I get up at that time.
Well, as you know, I've been having an awful lot of things on my mind, and I'm going to tell you what, man, I have some sleepless nights. Ones that it's like I roll over and here it is 4 o'clock in the morning, and I swear that it was 11 o'clock the last time I looked, and I'm just like, man, what is wrong, man? Why ain't I going to sleep?
Okay, guys. I'm getting up early, and then I'll be working late tomorrow night, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off here.
Okay,
Nice seeing all of you, and I'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you, Ross.
you guys see you, Wallace.
Good night, Rollis.
Thanks for coming on, Rollis. You gone? Yeah, Pat, why is the issue gone away when I don't have a background now? Is it StreamYard or some bull S?
I know StreamYard on my mobile devices or iPad or a phone makes them hot as hell, and boy, it'll eat the battery in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Don't know, Jim. I'll look into it a little bit, but I'll see what I've got lying around.
No, I'm just to keep checking the theory. I think without a background, I'm fine. I'll just get the background.
Are you on your iPad or your Chromebook?
Laptop. T430S. And the only problem is with the background. People, I don't know who it was in the side chat. They said, it might be your background that's the problem. And ever since I killed the background here, we're good. I'm waiting for it to kill. So I want to test it more before. Yeah, I want to test it some more.
All the backgrounds that I had are gone as far as StreamYard. I used to have them stored there. I just grabbed them, some of the and all that, and then one of my guys and all that other stuff. Yeah, I got some other bills. They're all gone. I don't know what happened.
Size matters. It's a 223 sitting on a 458 SoCon.
Yep.
Man, that 458 SOCOM, I bet that's good pig medicine.
Yes, it is my favorite pig right now. Yes.
Good pig medicine. You know, just like that hydrogen stuff. I I actually went to some hydrogen stuff to a guy, and he shot the pigs for that. You know, shot the groundhog. Or just obliterated one of them. He shot one right in. You know, it was a headshot. There was nothing left. All that was there was a stump. I mean, that head exploded like a rocket.
Yeah, you shoot a pig up with one, there's nothing but a greasy spot left when you're done.
Right.
Okay, it was just Jeff that gave me the suggestion. And so far, you're right, but I'm going to keep testing and see if anything happens. I'll go out, have a smoke, all that stuff, plug, unplug, and we'll see what happens. So far, no glitch without the background. Weird. Yeah, I saw something about that, but didn't click on it, Patriot Paul. I guess the U.S. is pissed. Anyway, let's get the frick out of this war thing and get back to normal.
You know where our largest Air Force base is outside the country now? In Romania.
Mm,
I
I
bet,
love
I bet Mr. Putin isn't very happy about that.
I love the Romanians because no one screws with Romania. You'll
Jim,
get your ass kicked.
I met a chick. She was from Romania, and you know, we got along really good. You know, and we were kind of dating, you know, and stuff. She was a student over at the University of Washington. She had a student cash and a student visa and all that. Well, she started getting real sweet on me, you know, and next thing you know, she starts giving me flowers and candy, and I mean, big bottles of freaking, I mean, like, expensive, you know, cologne and stuff like that. And the thing that got me was, see, over in Romania, the women are taught to romance the man. They're taught that from just little girls, you know, romance the man, you know. And I'll tell you, you know, I was just totally blown away by that. You know, I was like, you know, the shoes on the other foot in the United States, you know.
Pat, that is funny because Vlad the Impaler. Yeah, that's one way. That is a very good way to keep your enemies away. That guy was a nasty best. It would, man. If you guys know history, that is like the worst way to die ever. All right, Vlad the Impaler. But yeah, Romanians, you don't mess with Romanians. You don't. So,
Well, that's how he took care of the Muslims. When the Muslims were all irate and raiding, he just
Well, he did it to the Greeks first, yeah.
he put their heads on a post. Said, "There you go, keep it coming." Just
He
to
put the whole body on the post.
there you
did
go.
did you see the Texas, the one running for Congress, whatever he was talking about? They shouldn't own property in the U.S. and all this stuff about the Muslims and things like that. And that's creating quite a fuss. But the guy is right. They want to kill the infidels, and that's us. Why are they allowed in this country? Why are they owning property and politics in our country? Because they want to kill us off. So yeah.
You know,
Kill them.
yeah, you know what, Jim? You know where I live. You know where the town is that where I live. And I was driving through town yesterday, and there was a big batch of these protesters for peace for for the Muslims type thing. And I'm thinking, where do these people come from? You know, in my town? I mean, I mean, so we're getting overpopulated. We're getting fruitcakes. We're getting the whole bit out here.
Well, but
Yeah, you see,
I like the idea of people that want to kill us shouldn't own property, and Texas is starting the whole thing, and I hope it snowballs. It's kind of like the Chinese owning property next to our military bases.
Yeah.
Utah just killed that. You can't do that. So Utah said, no, you can't do that anymore. You got to sell your property if you already have it, but no more Chinese in owning farmland next to our military bases or anywhere.
Arkansas did that. The Chinese companies couldn't own farmlands next to, because what they were doing was going to like the soybean fields they're doing research in and harvesting beans for the seed and stuff like that. So these companies in America doing the research, and they're going out and stealing the end results.
But they're also spying, and they're bringing in college students that full of suitcases full of crap they can throw in the water and screw up our water and everything with whatever biological warfare. No more.
You know what, Pat knows about this, but you know, there's some films, you know, about big bombs that they did in China, and you should hear how shocking it is what Trump now said about, you know, nuclear fallout and all the rest of the stuff. You know, he was telling all the Chinese people, oh no, the United States, they say it's harm, you know, and then they were saying, oh yeah, they're imperialists, you know, they you know, it's harm, no purpose at all. He was lying through his teeth. He told the Chinese people that their nuclear device and also their hydrogen bomb was all developed by the Chinese. And you know what? Found out later that the Russians actually gave them the design for it and actually sent people down to help them build it. And it wasn't built by the Chinese people, and none of that was. So, yeah, Chairman Mao, that dude lied through his teeth to those people. Yep, and it was all designed to hate us. That was it. And you know, the same thing goes on over there in the Middle East. It's all designed to hate us, all of it.
Yeah, I agree with Patriot Paul. We should have been out of NATO years ago. And they showed their colors when they didn't let us land, you know, on their bases or whatever to, you know, so all these NATO countries can kiss our ass. Let's get the hell out of NATO.
You know what?
I want to see blue helmets here because they're the first ones that are going to get a foof.
Germany was pissed off when we left because that was a big bite in their economy because we had all these U.S. soldiers over there and all these civilians stuff over there in Germany spending all kinds of money. So they were, you know, it was a solid days for them, man. It was happy days. And then all of a sudden, we started closing all these military bases over there in Germany. And they were like, hey, where are you going? You know, and yeah, see you later. Bye. We didn't say we were going to stay forever. Yeah. Yeah, so Germany, yeah, they miss us over there.
Well, they got to carry their own weight, and now it's showing. So
Right.
they showed their colors by not, you know, complying. And I hope we pull out of NATO. That would be the greatest thing in years.
Well, look at the British. The British is a rubber boat navy. Okay.
Oh yeah, they got more admirals than they do boats.
They're just a rubber boat navy, just like Canada. No offense, hobbies. I know hobbies is from Canada, but they have a balsa wood Air Force, they have a BB gun army, and then they have rubber boat navy, and it's all because of the socialism. They support the socialism more than they, you know, support their own defense. You know, and that's it. You know, people want free medical care. People want all these, you know, freebies, and it costs money, and it comes out of the defense. There's not a lot of money for defense, and for forever and a day, you know, we've been over there in Europe supporting their military and absorbing most of their military, you know, so they can have their social health welfare programs. What can I say, man? I'm no political expert, but that's what happens when you give up your defense and start relying on somebody else. Sooner or later, they back up and they move, and that's it. The end. Now you got taxation for your social programs.
The good news is, let me get back on camera here.
Howdy.
The good news is these other countries are realizing that all these immigration, they just let run amok in these certain countries. The people are now getting pissed and they're like, wait a minute, a certain religion wants
Yeah.
to take over and kill us off. So now they're getting it. Now they're getting it. Just a certain religion that hates infidels. Yeah. And
Look at the
bacon.
United Kingdom. Look at the United Kingdom. Listen to Scotsman talk about what's going on in the old country. You listen to Scotsman. Scotsman is an expert on that. He's seen it. He's seen it with his own eyes. You bet.
But some of these countries are waking up and it's going to snowball. And part of it is Trump with immigration and stuff. So now they're like, we want that because, what has happened to us. Yeah. So let's see what happens.
Well, my biggest fear is that somehow or another the control over atomic weapons is going to get a hand. We're going to have some other countries that get a hold of those things that really can't be trusted. They're extremists, and that's what I'm fearful for. And
That has a good point. Who hates dogs? Only they do. If you hate dogs, there's something wrong with you.
yeah, bacon and dog. It's
Very good point, Pat. They hate dogs. I don't know why. They love goats and sheep, but whatever. All right.
I'll tell you what, lamb done right is awesome. Right, Marvin?
Ham.
Lamb.
Lamb. Lamb. Yeah.
Lamb. It's done right. It is delicious. It is you can see the reason why it was biblical. I mean, they ate sheep a lot back in those days, and it's delicious. If it's fixed right, it is awesome.
Thorzax, I wasn't talking about eating them. It's what they do to them. All righty then.
You know what you're saying? Yeah. The camel sodomite.
They like the ewes better than the rams.
All right, Tin Man, looking forward to it. Text me a picture. I'm glad you're getting into the golf thing and you chipped one in from way off the green. That was awesome. And you shot one of your best rounds. You are addicted now. Be very afraid. And let's see, I'm 2 seconds away. Be very afraid of the golf club because it's like a gun. All right.
Tin Man, come on. You need to come on because I'm getting ready to roll out. Take my place. Probably got the family going on, but Wendy's in Toronto only serves halal chicken now.
So bad. You want a good bacon burger.
You want to try a good burger? You want to try a good burger? I'll tell you what. Up in the Eagles, they've got what they call it's a smash burger, and what it is, it's got onions chopped, diced very very finely, and then they mix it into the meat, and then they form the burgers after that. Man, it is delicious. Those are awesome burgers.
I thought challah was a Jewish term, like challah bread. Is that just a Middle Eastern term? I don't know.
What kind of bread?
Challah bread, it's that eggy Jewish bread that that's usually braided.
I love the flatbread stuff, but you start calling us infidels or whatever and want our ass and want to take over every country. No, not happening here. Ever.
You know what, Tin Man? I would probably say to myself, and this has led me to believe that I've got to get
Good job, dear.
a
Here.
I know you're into golf now. Man, that's cool, man. It is. I'm addicted to golf. Yeah, you know what? Like I was just telling these guys, man, I'd be like knee deep, eyeballs deep into reloading and shooting and doing all kinds of stuff. And then like a week later, man, I'd be back. I'd be into fishing. And then it'd be just nothing but fishing. That's all I'd talk about. All I wanted to do was just go fishing. So, having a change of hobbies is actually a good thing, gives you a break. Walking, it's good exercise.
A lot of people piss on golf, but it's just like the shooting sports. You can't, it's hard to master. It's very hard to put a little golf ball in a hole at 450 yards on a par 4 in 4 shots.
And
you get addicted. You get addicted to it.
Sport an old fart can do.
Yeah. And you're doing it with a club. You're not doing it with a rifle. It isn't like you have a scope on your, on your club. You got to know what the hell you're doing. You got to know how to read the wind. You also need to know how to read the range and also the course and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I always like walking because you get your timing. You can think about your shot on the next while you're walking. I always like walking until it gets like super hilly. Then some courses you have to use a golf cart. But if it's a flat course, I'm walking it every day.
Speaking of walking, so I go to Walmart. See, I wanted to get a nice little travel mug that would keep my coffee hot, So I went to Walmart. I also had to grab a couple other things. Do you know how many people stand there in the aisle and talk? These women, and it's like you're there with a cart and you're going, excuse me, you're trying to be nice, and they're just cackling on, just going like there's tomorrow. It's like, look, I hate to say, excuse me, you want to get the hell out of the way, just any way to really have a conversation in a doorway. Come on.
Yeah, a lot of people shit on golf, but it's one of my favorite sports, actually. And most golfers are conservative and blah, blah, blah. It's a hard one to master. You get all these athletes, basketball players, football players, hockey players. They go and play golf and they're like, damn, this is tough. This is different. Yeah.
Look at all the presidents. Look at all the presidents that golf. I mean, every one of them golfed. Richard Nixon, he was a big time golfer. He loved going out. Ford, he was the same way.
But Trump was the best golfer. He was breaking 50 with Bryson. So
you know what? The one thing about Trump when he played golf, he didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? He didn't give a shit. He didn't care if people were scoffing and telling him he was doing it wrong or whatever. Just no, I'm doing it my way. That's the way I'm going to do it. And he's a good golfer.
Clinton and Obama, when they played golf, they had like 2 or 3 golf balls in their pocket for a mulligan. Boom, cheating.
Yeah.
Goldfinger, the movie, golf. All right. Goldfinger has golf in it. And it was awesome because he was trying to cheat. Goldfinger was trying to cheat. And golf is the only sport where you call a penalty on yourself. If your ball moved or anything happened, you're like, oh, I have to call this penalty on myself. No other sport does that.
Or there's a hole in your left pocket, so you can roll.
Yeah. Well, golf. If you're a traditional golf guy, that, like I am a purist, it is integrity. I have been in tournaments playing guys, and I had to call a penalty on myself. The ball moved or whatever. I played the wrong golf ball. You call it on yourself, and no other sport does that. You have referees, but not in this case.
Jim,
That's
check
how it is, just every day, and that's the great thing about golf. It used to have integrity. It got a little out of hand now, but whatever.
Jim, check your phone. Tin Man went and sent you a photo.
Yeah, you just got an oldie there. He says you probably played this golf ball in the 70s. A Blue Max 3. I don't think I ever played a Blue Max 3. There is a Blue Max 3. I don't know if I ever played a Blue Max 3, but we used to play. Me and Uncle John were a team against our other two friends, and we used to play for the oval ball. We found a ball that got ran over, so we called it the oval ball because it looked like that. And that was our trophy. So whoever won the match retained the oval ball like a trophy until you beat them and got it back. Uncle John knows. He's listening. I forgot to mention Uncle John is here. Okay. It's a Dunlap. Okay. I do have a few old golf balls in my collection. I wish I had a feathery, which, was stuffed with goose feathers. I wish I had a feathery. It looked like a baseball. It was leather, and they used to stuff the feathers and compact it inside a leathery ball when they played with hickory sticks way back. I wish I had one of those.
I guess that golf is just about like any other, hobby that you get into or sport or whatever. You can spend as much money as you want on it, But you know what? To tell you the truth, overall, I think shooting is actually one of the cheapest sports you can do. I mean, look at fishing. Look at fishing. You have to buy a boat. You have to get all your gear and your rods and you name it. All the different reels and stuff. Some of the reels cost hundreds of dollars, and, boat motors, you name it, and shooting is actually cheap. I mean, when you start comparing it to like, car collections, motorcycle collections, stuff like that, that stuff gets expensive. That's a rich man stuff. What's really, really expensive? A lot of people don't know it. Model railroading, man. Holy crap. Man, guys spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on model railroad crap.
There's Uncle Jim when he had a flat belly. Floating island green, which moves in and out. The first floating island green, par 3, where the green moves in and out on the water. And when you go to the driving range there, the Coeur d'Alene, this is when Coeur d'Alene was new. You go to the driving range and you hit into the water. They have perfectly stacked golf balls for you, and you hit your practice balls into the water, and they collect them all because they float. Anyway, there's a picture.
Yeah, Tin Man, that was my whole point. I mean, you can spend as much as your money as you want on it, and when you're getting into it, you run into guys that are getting out of it. Guys that have done it for years, and they're just going to sell their stuff, and and a lot of times they want to help the younger guy out, so they give him a deal on stuff, to get him going. So it's one of those things. One hand washes the other,
But if you think about it, you got a club on a stick, and you got to put that golf ball in there in so many strokes. That is a challenge. And most other, like I said, people in sports, they realize how tough that is to do.
Gotcha, Marvin. I gotcha.
Yawning, yeah.
Yawning. Yeah, man, I'm yawning. Oh man, I've been up ever since 6 o'clock this morning, and like I said, I went to work I screwed around and I had to get this. I had to buy a new pair of pants.
You're
Yeah,
losing weight. Yeah.
I'm down to a 36 29s now, and I haven't been that light on my feet since I got separated from my wife. 'Cause after my wife left and everything like that, I just stopped eating. All I wanted to do was drink and ride my motorcycle, and yeah, I dropped a lot of weight back then, and I'm getting right down to where I was back then. So yeah,
This is for Uncle John. He always had a good finish. Look at that finish. That is a perfect finish after your golf swing. And we were doing this on a Kodak camera where you can't, it's not like a cell phone. You click it during your swing, and it's annoying, especially when you're shooting at an island green in the water. Look at Uncle John there. Look at that perfect finish. Look at that.
The
That's
old 126
For
Kodak.
Uncle John. That's for Uncle John. All right, get me off of this big.
Jim, if you ever start asking, when you start asking yourself down there in the basement and stuff, what was it all worth? Just break out those photos, man, because those are precious memories you're going to have forever.
Yeah.
They are.
I wish we had cell phones back then because
Place,
you're flicking a camera that makes a noise right in the middle of your backswing. You're like, oh shit. And I'm shooting at an island green, the one-time chance.
right.
Now with the cell phone, you could have it silent, do the whole video and watch the whole thing and then cut where everything is, Anyway, that was back in the day and it was fun. But John had a beautiful finish. Every time he hit a golf ball, he had that beautiful backswing.
Hey, man, just hold on to those photos, man. They're more precious than you think.
I know. Uncle John. See, he can't reply right now, but I hope he's listening or watching.
Yeah.
There you go, Uncle John. You had a beautiful finish.
I had a whole bunch of goofy photos that was, back when I was shooting pistol, I was with all these, bullseye pistol guys. And we used to play grab ass and laugh at each other, and somebody would start taking photos. And, next thing you know, they would take the potho's, and then at the next match, they would have them all developed. And they'd say, yeah, just take whatever ones you want, So there was ones with me in there and other people and stuff like that. And I don't know what happened to those photos, but they're gone now. So yeah, those photos are more precious than you think. It's a record of your memory of where you were and what you loved to do with the people that you loved to hang out with and doing what yeah.
Well, here's a funny story. That picture I just showed you, they had what was it? Wide World of Sports. They had all the pros playing this Coeur d'Alene course with the first moving island green on the water. And so all the pros, John Daly was in it, everyone. And it was so awesome. And it's not on YouTube. I can't find it. But
Howard,
anyway, one time at band camp, Christmas, I had the VHS tape of that. And Uncle John comes over and I said, this is our Christmas present. And it's a trip for 2 rounds of Coeur d'Alene and staying there for a couple days at the resort. And they put you on a wooden boat to go to the golf course, and then to play that floating green, a little tugboat takes you out there to the green and back. Okay. Anyway, for John's Christmas present, I put in the VHS tape and I said, here's our Christmas present. And boom, it's a trip to Coeur d'Alene. And it came on TV and he's like, what? We're going to Coeur d'Alene? Hell yeah. And me and John had so much fun. And we both have caddy outfits from that. We bribed the caddies, and I have a caddy outfit, and so does John. Bribed the caddies for their own outfit. And I have one hanging in the closet.
one time I was Johnny Carson.
It was
Johnny
awesome.
Yeah, Johnny Carson was showing some of his photos, and he was out on the greens, doing his golf thing, and he brought up that he was very impressed with Howard Cosell. Howard Cosell was a great golfer, and he brought that up on the show one time. He had a photo of both of them standing there playing golf. So that's pretty cool,
When he wasn't full of Smirnoff.
What's that? Yeah,
Howard Cosell when he wasn't full of Smirnoff.
right. Well, that's why he was here on Johnny. And man, imagine Ed McMahon was driving the golf cart.
I
That
love
documentary about Monday Night Football, they're talking about he couldn't pronounce Philadelphia. Philadelphia. where he just turned around in the booth and just puked
Probably one of the
all over
most.
the place and then called the rest of the game.
One of the
And
most
he also said, he also said a few bad things like, look at that little monkey run. It was bad. But Howard Cosell was the best announcer in football ever.
Yeah.
And he was
Football
good
and
at
boxing. Yeah, he was always in boxing too.
boxing. Him and Ali gave his, Ali grabbed his toupee and threw it off. It was hilarious. And they loved each other. Howard Cosell was awesome. Yeah. But there was a lot of movie stars that played really good golf. I mean, you can go all the way, Bob Hope, the guy that played, not Maverick, Rockford Files, that guy. He was good. He played in tournaments that you can still find on YouTube. Anyway, there's so much good stuff out there. Anyway, enough with golf. I think it's just me and Tin Man. I don't know. But
Yeah, there
yeah.
was always a lot of drinking involved when we played golf.
Oh, yeah.
James Gardner.
Yeah. James Gardner was actually a good golfer, and he was in Wonderful World of Golf. He was in one of those. If you can find those on YouTube, they're awesome, all of them. But there was a ton of them. The singer, anyway,
The singer.
yeah. Come on, the Rat Pack. Come on. Why did I
Dean
go?
Martin.
Dean Martin
and-
played, but no, the
Blue Eyes. Oh, what's his name? Blue Eyes.
why am I going brain dead on one of the great singers ever?
You mean Neil Diamond?
No, Rat Pack.
Oh,
Come on, drink like a fish.
oh,
New York. That gummit. What is his name?
Come on,
Dean Martin.
No.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. There you go.
Oh,
Frank
God.
Sinatra. There's actually. I wanted to get one of these. It was a Frank Sinatra putter. They only made like a couple hundred and gave them away at the tournament. I always wanted a Frank Sinatra putter, but yeah, Frank liked that shit too. So, wow, chessboard. What did he say? What did chessboard say? I know he pulled some staples out, and that's what hurt the most.
Ooh.
I can't find it.
You know what? When they stapled me together, they just gave me the little puller thing. I one time I got clonged on the head, and they had to staple it back together. And man, I had to pull those out of my skull. That was pretty wild. Grin it and bear it, man. It just,
Yeah, Crosby was another golfer.
Bing
Sinatra.
Crosby. There was a ton of them. All kinds of.
That drummer, Buddy Rich, he was into golf. All of those guys.
They're still doing it now. Clint Eastwood loved golfing. He played in the pro-ams at Pebble Beach every time until he got old. Billy what's his name? Murphy. I'm going brain dead. What's his name? The comedian, son of a bitch. Anyway, I can't move my scroll down to watch the chat here. There we go. Bill Murray. He's always at Pebble Beach. Bob Barker. Yeah.
Well,
Bob Barker. Bitch.
Hilarious. Yeah. But there's so many actors and musicians that love golf. What's his name? I'm 18. How come I can't think of people's names now? Anyway.
Well, anyways, gentlemen, I am getting on the sleepy side. I only loaded 30. I got 20 more to go. So I was like, I'm getting sleepy. I need to stop. Wink,
All right.
Martin. All right, guys. Love every one of you. We will see you on the flip side.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Marvin.
All righty. You're welcome.
Alice Cooper, who I was talking about golfing. You love golf, yeah.
Pat, Dave, y'all be good.
hey, you have a good one there, Marvin. You just take it easy and then take care of yourself. You
All right. Will do.
Did Twine have some sort of operation or have something going on?
She had meniscus surgery on her knee.
Oh man, she'll be in my prayers, dude. I'll just
She had some what they call it, stress fractures in her tibia, so that's what's got her hobbled up more than the knee surgery. Well,
Yeah.
looky there, Kenny, what's going on, buddy?
And I need to talk about Kenny for a minute. I just watched a video that was very interesting.
Well, I'm gonna roll out. I'll let Kenny take my place. Y'all have a great one.
Oh, I wish Kenny would come on. He's probably too busy.
He's out in the shop.
This kind of made me smile, and it made me go through the 22 drawer. All right, Kenny. Oh, so good night, Marvin. Love you. All right.
Hey, Jim, I'm gonna split too, man. It's been a long day for me, so I'm gonna kick off. Yeah. So
All right.
Pat, take care of Jim here and keep an eye on him.
Dave, good to see you.
Yeah, it was good to see you too, Pat.
All right. Take care. Take care.
Yep. See you guys later.
All right. Now, Kenny. Kenny, I just watched a Cyclops video where he shoots 110 rounds at one group. Okay, so a lot of crap can happen when you shoot 110 rounds in one group. And I like he did one before on the Bolt ammo thing, but this time he was using your rifle. And now you have the new rifle coming out, the Genesis or whatever. That your background noise. Damn it.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, so he was using your rifle and said it was the best he ever out of all his collection. And he just posted this today or yesterday. So I'm watching it and I'm starting to grin. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And he shoots 110 shots at one target. And I love this series versus all these challenges and crap. I love this. And he talked about why he has a patch on his eye and all that, why he's in between. Anyway, it was really good. So he was using SK Standard Plus, but it's the newer stuff. With your rifle, now you have the new Genesis coming out or whatever it's called. Excuse me if I'm wrong. And so he's using your older rifle that you made, and he shoots this awesome group with 101 rounds through. And so I had to dig through today before the chat. I had to dig through my 22 stuff and see if I had any SK Standard Plus. No, I had the old stuff, and I wanted to ask Kenny about this because this says it's made by Lapua. And I think they changed since then. And a guy gave me a brick of this because he said it didn't shoot out of his gun. And do you want to trade? So I trade him a brick of something else like Wolf Match. And so I got this old stuff, but I know hopefully Kenny can side chat and let me know. But I think they changed since the gold box. This is old. And it says Lapua on the side of the box right there. Can you see that? Lapua. Anyway, I'm just wondering. And then I look and I say, son of a bitch, I only have like a box and a half of this. I don't have the new stuff. Anyway, this is what I wanted to ask you. However, he loved your rifle. I was grinning ear to ear, you know. And I like how he's doing that type video instead of other stuff. And you done good. You're the best guy out there making them 22s. So there you go. So yeah. Yeah. So Kenny, my question is, did they change? Like if you go to the SK Standard Plus now, obviously it's a different box. Did they change companies? Is it totally different now? Because this, I considered it kind of like Wolf Match when I was shooting it. I don't know. And they're not as good as the expensive stuff. But I was surprised to see today it said Lapua on it. What the hell? And that's what keeps you coming back on gun stuff, you know. You're like, every day is a surprise sometimes. Anyway. Do you have any idea when they changed, or I mean, who's making the SK Standard Plus now? It looked good, and then then he was doing that bulk ammo you can buy in a tub, and that shit shoots good. I'm gonna be looking out for that stuff because I don't spend money on 22 ammo, you know, and I like cheap, decent shooting stuff. Standard Vel, CCI. And then this stuff, Wolf Match, the old Wolf Match when it first came out. And what's the other one? That shoots pretty good. Anyway, that's what I wanted to ask Kenny, and I'm glad he came on. Hopefully he can reply and tell me the difference between then and now. The old pre-Tin Man stuff versus the stuff that's coming out now. But I'm very intrigued with that bulk bucket pack, 1,000 rounds in a bucket of that stuff you can get that he did on the previous 101 shooting on one target. And I tell you what, you shoot 100 rounds at the same target with wind and everything, and you keep it in a little hole like that, son of a bitch. Yeah, and yours was the smallest so far. All right, we got an exclamation here. Okay. Okay. Center X, wow. Okay. All right. I was very curious about that. Well, you know, I couldn't believe the guy. I'm like, are you sure? Try it again. This should be really good. And he's like, no, trade me a brick of something for this. And so I traded the guy, and man, I swear I probably only have a box and a half left of this old stuff. But when I saw Lapua on it, I was like, what? Anyway. All right. Thanks, Kenny, for the explaining that. And I was so happy, you know, he was saying that's his favorite rifle ever. And then he had to bring up Cortina or whatever. And it's like, you know, on a different subject. And it's like, ooh, don't. Anyway. I bet your new rifles are just killer shit. So, and the older one he got from you is killer. So I was just wondering. I was curious. I don't go that far in 22. I'm not, you know, I shoot standard vel, and I'm fine planking, but it was really cool to see that today. And man, that was a hell of a group for 101 rounds in one hole. That was very impressive. Yeah. So the challenge continues. But I'm glad you came on to explain that to me. I didn't want to text you. I didn't want to bother you. I know you're busy. So that was very fun. And I subscribed to the guy after that. Yeah. So he's pretty funny. He gets a little, but yeah, he's pretty good. So if people haven't seen it, Cyclops, what's his channel? I guess I can look it up on my. Anyone out there? Let's see, subscriptions. I subscribe to him. So he's called Cyclops videos. Cyclops videos. Joe WRHEA. That's his channel. It's okay. Anyway, check it out. I like it better than just poking at stuff that's all the same stuff anyway. You know, you can have little stickers out, which I always shot at. What does it matter if it's a duck or a different shape each time? But this guy, he shoots 101 rounds through one hole. Same target. Different wind. Man, that was impressive. I like that. And then he talked about his life and different things during the stuff. I like that in a guy. And I don't believe he asks for money or has commercials. I don't think he has commercials either. And I like that in a guy. So there you go. I never said 60 is old. SK Jag is great stuff. Yeah, I don't know what is the best 22 ammo anymore. I'm kind of cheap. I just plink. But that was fun to see. Anyway. All right, Pat, turn your sound back on.
Okay, I've got headphone problems, and the little woman is watching a movie, so sorry. But hey, to bring up something else, I tried pan lubing for the first time for this batch of 4570s, and it turned out pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I've seen it done. I don't know what that means, but okay. Oh, hi, Uncle Jim. Yeah, I don't know. No, I like that Cyclops guy, you know. So I finally subbed to him, and it was because of that. Yeah. I tell you what, I love the GX22 suppress, and mine has never jammed, so that's surprising. I don't know what the GX likes the best, but it's a pistol, so I couldn't tell you anyway.
Yeah, as far as smelling funny, I remember the breakfast bacon martini Henry that we shot at Kenny's.
Uh, Kenny, I wanted to reply to that Cyclops guy and say, I've known Kenny for years, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to taint, uh, you know. So I just said, Kenny rocks. and this was a great video. Yeah. So no, I didn't want to taint your reputation. But it was fun. It was fun because I've known Kenny a long. We've all known Kenny a long time. So, and he's doing so good. He's doing so good. I saw his latest action and everything. Oh my god. Yeah, and his kids are doing great. Oh, Fuzzy is here. Fuzzy, how's it going, Fuzz? Aguila. Yeah, I was shooting some. I got some Aguila subsonic, but it's really not subsonic up here. And it's decent, but it's really gritty powder. It's real gritty, but it shoots decent. A lot of the guns like that, but it's not subsonic up here. It's about 1,100 feet per second or more at my altitude. But I got bricks of it. It was $23 a brick. So I bought 5 bricks, free shipping, years ago. Yeah.
You know, if your son gets a belt fed 22, that'll all be gone.
Well, he's already got the one that goes blue. And we're going to do a future video on that, how to make them super reliable. So we'll do a video on that one, but they're super fun in a pistol brace format. Yeah. Yeah, Calibre is just a primer and a little. It depends on which Calibre. Yeah, it's great if you don't have a can, but it's not going to do anything. Yeah, I need to get some CCI quiet semi-auto so it cycles in certain guns. I'll try that stuff. I have quiet and regular. But if you got a can, you don't need Calibre.
Yeah, well, if you live in California, you need CCI, what do they call it? CB caps.
Yeah. You know, Kenny Chico bought one for his TX22 and did a quickie video on that. I don't know if I want to spend that on a pistol though. But if you can make your own, you got an SOT or whatever. Yeah, that's nice. Yes. Well, I've known him before that. Yeah. Actually, I watched him. I clicked on some Kenny videos and I watched some older ones. I went way old, on Kenny's videos, and it was awesome. I was cracking up. It was awesome. He was doing zinc, and he was getting into zinc and everything. And then I went even further back. It was good stuff.
I think some of the things he was doing. I remember when he moved to Arizona and he did the finish on his workbench.
Yeah,
But,
the epoxy. Yeah,
yeah, black powder SKS.
yeah,
Was
yeah. I
the,
know. He
the
was always
tool.
testing. Yeah, he was always testing the waters on air briefing. I mean, what do we take this round to do? Let's test the waters. Let's bring it out there. Let's take it into decoys. Yeah. So it's fun stuff. It was fun, watching his kids grow up and everything. But I was watching videos back in when he was California, all that stuff. Him and Willie is a hilarious one. Yeah, yeah. Good old Elvis Ammo, huh? And now you look at Elvis and you're like, well, that's kind of obsolete, you know. You know the old videos. That's kind of obsolete, but it's still fun. I watch old Elvis ammo videos also. Yeah, if they keep popping up on my side, once you click on 'em, you always get them. And I click on them. I have to, you know. I still, my favorite is Elvis when he did a giant jar of powder coat at one time. That was my one of my favorite videos. Yeah, yeah, he's got an elevator. Yes, yes. He did the winch. He did the winch elevator. Yeah. Oh, I love Kenny's old videos. It's so fun to watch him like evolve and his kids get older and everything. I must have watched 20 of them one night when I couldn't sleep. Anyway, good stuff. And now he's a master at making a 22 bolt action. Uh, way beyond my pay grade. I never shoot that good to have anything like that. Um, anyway, it's funny. I was 2 seconds away from that. So there is your old SK Lapua Standard Cross. I should save a box of this. What grain is that? It's got to be 40, 38. I need my glasses. I don't even know what grain it is. I just thought it was the same as Wolf Match back in the day. Oh, Tread is here. Hey, Tread.
Hey, Tread. Long time no see.
Good to see you, Tread.
I need to drop dead gorgeous for the auction tonight. One of their dresses was on a Paris runway. It beat
Yeah, this is getting fun. Like an old chat, Jim.
Did she say Drop Dead Gorgeous in the movie in the background?
Oh. Oh, this is poison. Don't let your wife know about any of this. She's watching these, there's a drama central or something like that. Shorts is just awful. Female porn.
Eee. Weird.
All right, well, I better get. Sorry about this.
That's all right. We're almost 4 hours. I can go.
Yeah, I gotta hit it. I've got dinner to make. So, good to see everybody. Good to see Tread, Kenny, Tin Man. Everybody have a good night. I'm gonna go cook. Like
All
a
right.
bitch.
Stick around for the afoof, okay? So
Oh,
everyone
okay.
in the side chat, love y'all. And thanks, Kenny, for answering the questions. I thought that was funny. And everyone in the side chat, I love y'all. And you ready for the afoof, Pat?
I'm ready.
On three. 1, 2, 3, and